Okay. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We are here. I am working with a new mic again today. It's the old mic. If it is too loud or too quiet, please let me know, and we'll try it out. It is Wednesday. We are doing the free draw. So people are welcome to come in and join us today, as well as we are going to be working our way through some suggestions here from the YouTube community page. And yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm going to start off with the rugby. And that's where we are. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hope everybody's staying safe from the weather. I had a... Oops. That's not right. Hold on a second. That's the Twitch stream. That's not helpful. There we go. Maybe? Maybe the internet will figure itself out. Alright. I'm Rookzer0. Welcome back, everybody. How's everybody's day going? Let's see. Do something like that. Gonna start off with a little rugby. I hope people can hear me. Nope, I think my mic got unplugged. Gall darn it. It looks like it's working on Discord or Twitch, or that internet, but not. Hold on a second. Let's see if that'll work. There we go.
I hear you now.
Okay. I have fixed the Discord. Hopefully people on YouTube can hear me. How's everybody doing today? Stream hype?
The highest of streams.
Looks like we have some people drawing with us today, which is nice.
I'm coming too.
Okay.
Just finished my workout.
Nice. Phew.
I am eating lunch.
That's exciting.
Yes. Anything good?
Roasted and fried eggplant over rice.
Nice.
Over rice.
So no.
Roasted and fried? Why would you roast it and fry it? Wouldn't that just make it mushy?
Eggplant is already mushy, no matter how you cook it, unless you like deep fried it, batter and deep fry it.
I guess when you say deep fry, yeah, that's what I think of when I think of fried eggplant.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Pan fried with a bit of garlic, onion, and a smidge of soy sauce.
So you fry it to get it crispy and then bake it?
Reverse it.
Interesting.
Roast it first to drive off the water, and then pan fry it to get crispy edges.
Gotcha. There are stickers headed out the door soon. So if anybody has not become a Patreon member or would like to get some Patreon rewards or just get some stickers, let me know. We have a whole bunch of suggestions this week. We have like 39, I think.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome. But we're going to have to get through them. Corvus, hello. Hash Brown, hello. Rose Gaming. I can hear you just fine. All right, good to hear. Ambrosia, welcome as well. We have a few people drawing with us today, so if we do get a bunch of people wanting to draw, just remember to be kind to each other, try to leave space for people, and don't draw other people's stuff. Follow the rules of the Discord and everything will be fine.
Don't use the fill tool.
Don't use the fill tool, that's the other one. Yep. The fill tool is bad. I'm going to start with a little rugby here. I posted all the stickers on Instagram, but I might have done it too late because I think like 3 people saw them. And I was like, okay. So we'll see what happens. But those will be going out the door here soon for all of the bugbears. Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram is pretty much active during like the actual daytime.
Right, hello, thank you. Yeah, I posted it at like 11 o'clock, so it was probably my bad.
Yeah.
Dr. Random, hello. Thank you, Bri, for the donation. I should be doing some push-ups for that. I could probably do that. You know what? Today's a good day. Let's do some push-ups. I'm going to do some push-ups since there are other people drawing. I will do push-ups for donations. Here we go.
Yeah, guilt Rook into working out.
5, 6.
Hey, somebody give me a cool weapon for this Lycanid.
Okay.
A pata.
Okay. That was a lot. They feel pretty good though. Where did my pen? Okay, so for those of you who are new, who do not know how this works, Bladed Tonfa. What? Bladed Tonfa? How fair you want for people, dwarves, gnomes, and asserted heights of humanoids?
While you were doing push-ups, I asked for a cool weapon for my mushy boy.
Ah. Yeah, Bladed Tonfa. That's pretty good.
What's the weapon you said, Corvus?
I said a pata, which is a gauntlet sword.
Gotcha.
Did you ever watch Willow?
Yeah.
Isn't that a... Oh, man, I thought that was like a patha or something.
No, it's pata. P-A-T-A.
Huh. It's a punch dagger.
But more of a punch sword.
What's a guitar then?
Guitar is the punch dagger. They're shorter.
Shorter? Okay.
Have wider blades.
Gotcha.
Patas are basically a longsword blade on like a guitar grip.
Guitars can also have like multiple blades, right?
Yep. And or guns attached to them because people got crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, people got crazy. I mean, look up a lantern shield for another gauntlet weapon. What if we made a shield that also had a hooded lantern in it and 3 swords?
Check it out, it's Rooster Rugby. Alright, let's get this going. Let's get that in there.
You know, we've only got 5 days before Dia de los Muertos celebration ends, so...
Oh no.
You should do a Day of the Dead rugby at some point, too.
I thought that was at the end of October, beginning of November.
No, it's end of September, beginning of October, according to Google. I looked it up yesterday.
Oh, weird.
If you'd like me some sugar skulls.
Yeah, I think it was September 17th through October 3rd. I don't know, if there are any Hispanic people who celebrate this awesome holiday, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Here we go. Alright, Skull Rugby. That's weird looking. I like it. I like it, though. Welcome in, everybody. Alright, for those of you who don't know how this works, now that we're warmed up, the viewers' suggestions... I'm out of breath. God dang. Okay. Yeah, so the way this works is if you have suggested a character to the community post over the week, which has been up since Monday, I believe, we're going to roll some dice, and we're going to see which ones pop up, and we'll draw those. That's about it. If you have a suggestion you'd like to throw into the YouTube chat because you haven't added it to the community post, let me know. We'll add it on there. But other than that, we're just going to draw. We're going to have some fun. That's it. That's all planned for the day. I think I'm coming down with a cold, but I'm not going to make it stop me. I'm not going to let it stop me. So here we go. Here we go. We do have 39 suggestions as of right now.
Oof. Okay. I'm going to try to go fast on this.
Normally what we do is what I'd like to do is the highest rated one is the one that we will draw first for fun, or I will. And it is with like 12 votes, which is awesome. I think this is the highest voted one we've had. A high elf artificer in a combat wheelchair, with or without the steel defender. She's the newest character. Is how I'm coping with recent diagnosis. That's awesome. I think we're going to do that first. So I love drawing elves anyways. So we're going to draw an elf in a combat wheelchair, which is super cool. So that's going to be the first one, and then we will start rolling some dice. If anybody would like to draw with us, or you'd like a suggestion, or you just want to draw and use one of these ideas, feel free to let me know, and we can roll the dice, or you can roll the dice and tell me a number, and we'll go from there. So, sinus season is upon us. Yeah, definitely. It's somewhere between, like, it's been super hot, and I've been running around outside, so it's either allergies or I am getting sick, which, yeah, well, that's fine. I keep switching up my suggestions. Ambrosia, if you've already suggested one for Wednesday, or like, sorry, if you've already suggested one on the post, I don't know which one that is anymore because I have them on a list. If you have not, we can put the one you want on the list there. But if you have already suggested one, I don't know which one it is to switch it. So if that's a new suggestion, I will add it. Lizard folk, barbarian, druid. Okay, I would prefer to keep that one, but if you really want to switch it, we probably could. All right. Let's see if I can do this. Switchy swoops make it difficult, but not uncommon, not like impossible. So, if yours gets chosen and you want to say like, wait, can I switch it when we draw it? I think that's fair. Let's do that. Then we don't have to. We won't have to dig through the list and try to find it.
I'm really guilty of editing my comment on the community post like 3 or 4 times. It's like, no,
yep.
This.
I think that's fine, right? Because like basically what
I do it
is
always before the day before.
Right before I start the stream up, I grab all the names and I put them on a list. But I don't take like the user data with me because then it just makes the list too messy. Oops.
Use the snipping tool and snip it all.
Well, but then I'd have to count every time I rolled the dice.
True.
So I have it in an Excel sheet, basically. But then because of that, I only have the data for the actual suggestions, which maybe it's bad on my part. I'm honestly guilty of always switching my suggestions and extreme indecisiveness. That's totally legit. And like I said, I think that once I put it on the list, it's like it's going to be a problem for me to try to find it. So if I call out your name, well, your suggestion, be like, wait, do this instead. I'll accept that.
But be cool about it. Don't say wait and try to overwrite somebody else's thing. I realize this is the internet, and you think nobody's going to hold you accountable, but you can still be a cool person. You can still be nice.
It reminds me of one day, I was trying to find ways of one of y'all drawing a summoner without actually saying summoner, because I'll get yelled at, no pets.
I mean, I can draw a summoner without a pet.
Well, that's where the plant wizard / jury came from.
I've done pets before.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, like, we haven't really had too many people egregiously abuse that, right? Like, I think like swarm keepers, I'm basically just not going to put a lot of time and effort into the swarms. Same thing with like rangers and hunters. People are like, this with a giant bear. It's like a giant bear is a character, so like I can't do that, but there are some things that work out.
Yeah. I would do a death moth swarm keeper, but that's only because I have a butterfly / moth shorthand.
I think I'm making this look like Professor Xavier's floaty chair.
You are a little bit from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Love that iteration. I was always like, well, man, why can't they make cool wheelchairs like that?
I really assume they just didn't want to have to animate the wheelchairs.
Yeah.
So they just gave him a giant floaty box.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love the design of it.
Yeah. Also, it's Marvel. They had that technology.
Yeah.
I think I was watching the kind of watch party for the Legends of Vox Machina, the first one.
Mox Machina?
Yeah, Vox Machina, yeah. And they were talking like how all their animators were like, yeah, no, we're not drawing the dragon or the horse, no matter how much money you're paying us. That's why all the horses are CGI and the dragon's CGI.
Funny.
Cowards. Cowards making smart business decisions.
Or just know their skill sets.
Yeah. No, if I had been on that team, which I am not experienced or skilled enough to be, but if I were on that team, I would probably have been super grateful for that decision.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely things that can really just like suck up your time.
Yeah.
Animating a horse's legs.
Yeah, I wonder how often that is. I wonder if there's just like dedicated animation teams that do horse animations and stuff.
Maybe.
Because like, in a lot of times the context is like they're either in a gallop or like a trot, and those are two different ways of moving for a horse.
Yeah, very, very different. And then like, you run into this problem with video games all the time. Like they have to animate a horse, and they only ever give it one animation, and it for anybody who knows anything about horses or horse riding, like it never reads true.
Nope.
They always forget to switch the lead anytime the horse turns. The trot and run animation is exactly the same, just sped up or slowed down. It gets to be a mess. For some weird reason, horses are one of those things that people automatically know too much about.
Sports wheelchairs look pretty sick with cambered wheels. Are those? Is that the? Is that when they don't have the spokes? They just have the solid bars. Or is that with just the single bar? That's pretty awesome too.
Or is that the spokeless wheels?
I feel like shoulder flexibility here is going to be key. So we're going to do like an open half plate.
What type of meshy boy is it today, Jared?
I think it's a Morel.
Nice.
Maybe it's just a common death cap. I'm not sure.
To be fair, sorry, I got distracted and I was going to say something and I forgot it for a second. When you were talking about the horses like gaits in video games, like lots of video game companies can't get walk cycles right, so it's not just a horse thing.
Yeah.
Especially
yeah,
like spinning. Spinning is really funny. Trying to animate somebody turning should be a separate action, but most of the time it's just like, we'll just run the walk animation while it's rotating. It's like,
yeah,
well, no.
I mean, that's totally fair. The thing that really
cambered.
surprised
Okay.
me was that Shadow of the Colossus got the horse animation, I think better than anybody ever has.
Oh, yeah.
Before or since, but their walk cycle was super fucked up for the main character.
I mean, I think with Shadow of the Colossus specifically, they, the horse was like a big part of the game, right? Like that was.
Yes, that was your main method of transportation.
Yeah, they had to make that horse super, super lovable. And I think they did a good job.
Sorry, I missed most of the conversation. What horse are we talking about?
Aggro?
Roll Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh. I have it. I've never played it yet.
It is hands down the best horse animation I have ever seen.
Because I was just going to jump in and it's like, oh, you're y'all talking about Mr. Ed?
Mr. Ed was an animation.
I know.
That was fancy camera work and puppetry.
Is also like equally impressive, but in a very different way, different skill set.
Speaking of high elves, I don't know if people have been watching the new Lord of the Rings stuff. I've been very much enjoying it. And, yeah, I really like it. I really like it.
I cannot get a consistent critique of it. Like, I know you really like it. I've heard a couple of other people that really like it. Some people who really like it, their opinions I really trust, and some people who really hate it, their opinions I trust, and some people who really love it, their opinions I don't trust. And like, you are somebody whose opinion I trust, and you really love it, and people say that it's like really good costumes, and it's the worst costumes that have ever been put in a TV series.
Oh, weird.
And
I would not have got that. One of my friends said that like this is one of the most expensive shows, like TV series, that's ever been produced on Netflix, and it's like, I believe it, because like it's good. They have a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say my one hot take about Rings of Power is I cannot search Rings of Power without running in a bunch of hate videos on YouTube.
Oh, weird. That sucks. Walking
And so
animation,
it's just
running
like,
dinosaurs and arc. Or just... Sorry, go ahead. Keep going. I was reading out
no,
loud.
you were reading.
It's
fine.
Walking backwards. I did actually, Dr. Random, I remember that. It felt really weird when I was writing the dinosaurs and arc like 5 years ago. It felt like they were running backwards. So they still haven't fixed that.
Jeez, that's weird.
I remember that being an issue.
never played Ark.
I missed the prompt, but Bluest, Druid, and Corvus, the Paladins, are in the call with Rook. Missed the prompts. Uh-oh. Can people not hear you guys? Turn off your brain for enjoy. Forget Lord of the Rings, pretend it's generic fantasy, and it's fine. That's true, Bionic. Like I couldn't figure out, because I can't get through the Silmarillions. I've tried many, many times. And I was like, this is pretty good. Like, it's hitting the notes of the things I expect. And then I talked to some guys that have read the Silmarillion, and they're like, this is the stuff that should happen. I don't know. Like, they kind of missed this. And I was like, oh, okay. So it is different. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, That's fine. Like, I think that's the biggest gripe. Well, that's not the biggest gripe. That's the biggest non-racist gripe people have, is that it's not, like, 100% true to the Silmarillion. Silmarillion was super boring, so I don't care. Like, it's good information, and I think they're telling the story in a cool way. So, and where this came up to is I was thinking about this, since we're drawing an Elven artificer, what they were saying, something they said in the show about, like, there's no elven healers, because since elves are essentially immortal and live forever, they eventually just heal through whatever. And so all of their, like, medical technology, I say, quote, medical technology, is just, like, glamour. It's just glamour to, like, make things more beautiful or look better. And I thought that was interesting. So elven artificers are plastic surgeons.
Kind of like
Awesome.
the scene in the second Hobbit movie.
Yeah.
Legolas's dad, he kind of just dropped the glamour and showed this really nasty burn wound.
Yeah, and see that's actually part of the reason I'm liking Rings of Power, is because they're doing subtle nods to that, but like in a way that explains it naturally, and it's like, oh, and so I keep realizing things, and it's just like, oh, that's awesome, and I love that. And so like that makes a lot more sense now when we see that guy drop his glamour, and he's like, this won't heal. It's been hundreds of years and this won't heal. And it's like, oh shit, like that's scary, right? Like
Yeah.
So I like that.
And weirdly enough, like, I've not heard people talk about it, but it's actually got like seal of approval from the Tolkien estate.
Yeah.
Like the grandkids of Tolkien are like, we approve of this retelling.
Yeah, I think they were very much. They didn't want to sell the Silmarillion because it is just like, this is a textbook my dad wrote about his fictional universe.
Yeah.
Like, don't make that into something. Like, just keep telling Tolkien stories. And so I appreciate it, and I think they're doing a good job for that. So I'm not butthurt about it being it not following 100%. It's like, if they can tell a good story, I will be happy, and so far it's been doing pretty good.
Yeah, I need to get Prom to watch it. Prom's all new as it. Because every little bit of scenes that I've seen, I really like the Dwarf Queen.
She's good, yeah. Jump Rope made an astute observation where, like, you get to see some dwarf kids for a second, but like they kept making jokes in Lord of the Rings about like no one's ever seen dwarf children; they just pop out of holes in the ground. And in the one time like you see kids like run onto the scene, they're wearing like giant helmets, like dwarven helmets, so you can't actually see them, and it's like, nice. I thought that was funny. Rings of Power would be much better off being its own setting instead of trying itself to Lord of the Rings. That's an interesting way to look at it. Like, in reality, like so far, which I very much appreciate, and in that thing, there's only 2 characters that exist in both storylines. Maybe 3. We don't know yet. So like, I appreciate that. Like, it's a good retelling of an older story, but it's not, like, they're not throwing Legolas and stuff in there just willy-nilly, which I appreciate. So I like that the characters that are the main characters are not characters that I really knew, except for Galadriel. Like, she's the main character so far. But like, I didn't get to see her much in the movie, so I'm kind of happy to see where she's coming from now. But it's reimagining a beloved and involved story. Yeah, but like, I guess we've talked about this before. Like, I'm okay with that kind of stuff, especially with like Spider-Man and Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man and Dungeons and Dragons. Like, it's okay to have a retelling of something. Like, new content is always happy because it doesn't change the old stories. And I think that was my biggest beef with some of the old Star Wars movies, when they're like, oh, we remastered it, we changed some things. It's like, don't do that. Like, just make something new, or retell it, but like, don't fiddle with the old stuff. Leave the old stuff alone. So,
you mean they just turn certain characters into bad CGI.
That was part of it.
I think.
Hey, it was cutting edge CGI at the time.
I'll give you that, Jared. I think my take on it is Tolkien set out to make a new mythology for England with the Lord of the Rings. That's kind of what he wanted to do. He wanted to make a mythology setting. So people rehashing it and doing retellings of it, I think works for a mythology because mythology is supposed to be kind of living.
Yeah.
And constantly changing. So it's I think it's fine.
I like that.
Even though I've not watched it, I just think that would be my personal take. It's we got Peter Jackson's version of Lord of the Rings. We got Tolkien's original version, and now we got Amazon's version.
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't really the Lord of the Rings, though. That is a specific story within this universe. This is a look back history of stuff that a reimagining of stuff that could have come before.
I don't know why they personally swapped half the characters, but whatever. It's an honest complaint I have, but I'm a nerd who reads books. I think that's an honest complaint, right? It's that's the big thing that a lot of people have with like I said, with Spider-Man specifically. I remember when I was little, the story I had of Eddie Brock becoming Venom, and then all the other characters that became Venom, and then they did other weird things, and it's no, that's not the one I grew up with. But it's the one I grew up with wasn't the original either. So it's
also was not necessarily objectively good.
Yeah. So I think having that complaint of oh, that's not the way I would like it. I liked it is fine, right? But that doesn't it doesn't make it bad.
Yeah.
I hate Jar Jar Binks, but it's not wrong for him to be there. It's just a bad character.
Yeah, there can be bad, annoying characters.
Yep.
Pippin and Merry.
Pippin
Did not
and
like
Merry.
them in the first movie.
They were kind of little shits in the book too, so
yeah.
I was God.
They almost royally screwed everything up.
Multiple times.
I know it was really good acting, but I could feel the aspiration they were, not aspiration, but annoyance that Gandalf had when he said, "Throw yourself in next time." It's rid of. I was oh, feel that.
I love the look on Mary's face when Kendall said that as well, and the sound before that. He's just oh no, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? They're gonna. Yep. This is all my fault. Yep. Nope. We're gonna die, and it's all my fault. Yep. Nope. Ouch. Nope. Please stop.
I think one of my favorite ones is when I think it's Pippin when he jumps up and pledges himself to the steward of Gondor.
Oh God, yeah.
Gandalf's just the fuck are you doing, you idiots? And he's no, I got this. It's no, you don't.
Do not understand the repercussions of what you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ambrosia, I'm sorry, I got distracted. A 12 is a Goliath pirate artillerist. But instead of some impressive invention, he's got to use the ship's cannon he stole. That's pretty good.
I approve.
Goliath pirate with a cannon. Like it. But it can grid the wrong way. It can grid the wrong way to the fans who know and love the in-depth story of the characters unknown from the movies. I'm talking more about making characters mean and noble ones foul and so on. Because I'm saying it's unintentionally divisive in nature. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I agree. I don't think that kind of stuff done intentionally is not cool. But I doubt things are done that way to hurt people, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that sort of thing is usually done not to hurt people, but to like it's a response to the current political climate, you know, where just about everybody in the world is not exactly happy with the way their government is performing.
I gotta say, just watching the last episode that came out, so I won't spoil or anything, but like, I was really upset with the Elf King, and now after this one, I'm not, because of how they treated him, like how they wrote him, and I appreciate it. I appreciate what they did. So like, I think they're doing a great job, and I do think that part of it is, I don't think they're intentionally trying to be divisive. I think they are doing some subtle stuff, and they wanted to the way it's written right now, it feels good to me, and I'm pretty happy about it. So we'll see how it ends up. But yeah, I mean, things being changed can be upsetting, you know. And it's the same thing with like the new D&D 1. I mean, hell, with kobolds, like everyone got mad about kobolds, but it's like, I think what they did was not terrible. Like, they're not doing it to make people mad. They're doing it to try to improve and make things more accessible. And
Yeah.
I think change can be good, even though it can be rough. But once again, it doesn't belittle your memories, right? The things that you held dear about the what's the word I'm looking for?
Nostalgia?
Well, yeah, it's the nostalgia. It doesn't get rid of the nostalgia for the, I want to say, like,
It doesn't destroy what you had.
yeah.
It doesn't replace it.
Can't remember what I'm thinking of. There's a word I'm trying to use
No,
that's
I don't
just eluding me.
I'm sorry. I
Like
can't-
medium? That's not right. Property? No. Intellectual property, I guess, is the long-winded way to say it. The Lord of the Rings is not going to be like fundamentally destroyed because they decided to do something a little different this time.
Yeah. The last Airbender animation was not destroyed by the terrible movie that
Yep.
was not actually made.
It's totally legit for people to be mad at that movie and be
Yeah.
like, I don't like this. That's fine. You know what? But the cartoon is still there and you can still love it.
Yep.
I think that was something I saw a lot of with, like when Tasha's came out. People were just like, D&D is done and stupid and over. And it's like, or just don't read Tasha's or use it in your games. Like, 4th edition, same thing. People are like, 4th edition is garbage. And that doesn't mean that D&D is bad. It means that you don't want to play that, right? Like, I think that's the greatest thing about that. And so I hope people realize that, like, you know, new and old stuff can be different, and it's okay.
Totally.
Yeah.
I know I've said this before, but like every time they come out with an update for Minecraft or some new like a new version, something that they're adding to it, everybody in the Minecraft community freaks the fuck out, saying like, this isn't vanilla anymore, I can't believe they're doing this is totally going to ruin the game. And then 6 months after that comes out, nobody knows how to play without the stuff that they added, right? So
Yeah.
maybe like just see the thing and give it a chance before.
If people aren't
You-
enjoying the new
you
Lord of the
super critical of
Rings, I'm sorry. Like, that's too bad.
Yeah,
I'm sad
yeah.
you're not enjoying it. I like it.
It's you're justified for that opinion. Your opinion then doesn't make it bad.
I'm just kind of amazed that they managed to get it out because they did a lot of filming during like the height of COVID
Oh yeah,
in like New Zealand,
yeah.
which was very restrictive. I was like, I'm amazed they managed to get anything out from it.
They were outside a lot. Oh, man. Sorry. I'm thinking about stuff. It makes me laugh. Anywho. Spoilers. You can dislike it and not be a bad person. True. You can like it and then be a good person. You can like it. Wait. You have to like it or you're a bad person, some people say. Is about. Yeah, I mean, that's just silly. Like, I think there are a lot of people that are upset. Like, unfortunately, I heard very vocally people being like, "There's no black elves. That's not fair." It's like that should be the most minimal issue that you have with that. And if that's your only reason for not liking it, then like, fix your shit. But aside from that, you can definitely not like it. Like that's I think people clumping all of those together into the same thing is that's bad. Like if people if that's the only reason you think people don't like the show, then that's that's on you as well. It's like, no, people do not like this for a lot of reasons. And some people don't even have to have reasons. They're just like, ooh, I don't like this. And
that's honestly that's fair too. Like if you just don't like it,
you can absolutely not like it.
Yeah, just because it's so controversial, I don't think I'm gonna touch it. I don't think I'm gonna put any effort into trying to watch it.
And that's the bummer side of like, I think there are a lot of people like that, of people thinking like, oh, this is so controversial, I don't even want to deal with it. It's like, that's fair, and that means that the people that have issues like that are kind of winning. Like, that sucks, because it's like they don't like it to the point where it becomes distasteful for other people to even try it.
Yeah.
And that's sad. It's sad when hate wins. But you're definitely not alone in that.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm maybe a little bit more sensitive to that than most people. I think the show will probably still be successful just because of all of the screaming about it.
It's like, is it really as bad as everyone says? Give it a watch.
Yeah. Some people don't like Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah, some people don't like Star Wars. Some people don't like Star Trek. Like you absolutely don't have to like stuff. Are we talking about Rings of Pride? We are, yeah, Gloomy we are. I'm happy right now. Berlin wasn't as bad as I thought, thank God. That's good. Welcome back. Oh, I'm glad your trip went well. I had a friend that I was like, we should play Dark Souls because it's great, and he was like, I hate medieval fantasy, and I was like, how dare you? And he's like, I don't know what it is, I just hate all that castles and dragons and shit. And I was like, well, all right, fine. And then I got him to play D&D, and he was fine with it. But like just as an aesthetic, he just doesn't like it. He's like, I don't know why, not my thing. And it's like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready for a prompt. What should I roll?
2d20s.
2d20s.
Or you can use the internet and roll for a d38.
Let's see, 35.
35. A dragon cleric. Uh-oh. I have a dragon-born cleric order, and it doesn't say anything else.
Cleric of Order.
Oh, Cleric of Order. Okay. That makes way more sense. There you go. Dragonborn Cleric of Order.
They may have left out a few words, but I got what they were meaning.
I literally lost a D&D player because he just hates jungles with a passion. That's pretty good. I had someone talk to me about them hating Undead, and I was like, oh no. And so I had to revamp my my campaign to just be a whole bunch of bandits instead of a bunch of skeletons. But like, it's easy to do that stuff, right? It's just like, if this makes you more comfortable, great, let's do it. My story will not change that much.
Mostly. I do love the fact that we had that weird interaction that day about Undead in our little Pathfinder session.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were making a weird Undead fiend character, and my character was just like,
oh no,
vehemently opposed to that.
They're not like an undead fiend or anything. The god they worship was turned undead in their lore. Yeah, and so they're very much against people turning people into unwilling undead.
Oh, well, see, there you go. Then we're perfectly fine. Our characters
But
agree.
they're also
it's-
okay with undead if they willingly accepted it.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
it was just the way things were worded that made me immediately go, "Oh, damn. Hey, Chorus, how you feeling about that?"
I was like,
I very much want to play a character that is like a guardian of the material plane, and I always see undead as kind of being a bastardization of that, because it's like the material plane has an order, and undead is just like a corruption of that order. It's like, no.
Yeah.
So
It is.
So I
It is
like
something that, something that was from this plane, left this plane, and then was forcibly brought back.
Yeah. It's unfortunately the bad from. Wait, it is unfortunately bad. Hold on a second. All right, hold on. Chat's going. Let me try to catch up here. I'm stuck in a weird middle ground because I'm enjoying watching it, but I keep wishing it was getting a chance to see the original story. So I'm not in the opinion it's bad. I just want it. I'm not what I hoped for. That's fair too. Yeah, I felt that way with the new Venom movie that came out. It's like, this is enjoyable, but like, I miss Spider-Man. I want my Spider-Man back. It's unfortunately bad for a movie cinematographer standpoint. It just seems like a bad fan fiction, unfortunately. I haven't watched all the episodes because I'm still hoping for it to get better, but yeah. Interesting. I really liked it from a cinematography standpoint, so. I don't know. I could be bad. I could be bad with cameras. What is the lore of your world that skeletons outnumbered bandits? What was the lore of your world that the skeletons outnumbered bandits? Large numbers of dead bandits. I gotta throw another sketch suggestion, or is it already a lot? If you have not put one on the community page, you can suggest one now. But if you have already posted one for, like, I put up a post on Monday, so if you added one to that list, it's already on the list. I'll take a sketch idea. I was about to roll anyways. Yeah, Pumpkin Pie, if you want to roll 2d20s or just pick a number from 1 to 37. We can go from there. What kind of sword should I do? Should I do a sword? Artificers can use martial weapons, right? So, right?
did they specialize which artificer they were?
They have a steel defender.
Okay, so then yes, they can use martial weapons.
I'm gonna put
Like an alchemist can't.
Gotcha.
That was the only clarification I was wondering.
You know what? No, I think it should be like just swords over here. 32. 32 is a fat human chef who wears a jester's outfit under his apron. A chubby cook. I was talking to some people I haven't seen in a few years, and I haven't talked to them since I stopped working at the restaurant. And I was like, I feel a lot better now because I'm not eating like hamburgers and tater tots every day. But because I'm not working, I also feel weaker. So it's like I'm just generally less mass than I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So it's an interesting thing. But it's very easy to be a chubby chef because there's lots of food around to eat.
Just snacking all day long.
Yeah. Well, these French fries are going to go bad. I'm going to eat them. Can't serve them. Might as well eat them.
Isn't there basically a joke that, like, all chefs are either obese, stacked out of their minds because they deal with the stress of their job by going to the gym 6 hours a day, or are addicted to every drug under the sun?
Most chefs don't go to the gym 6 hours a day because they don't have the time. My experience, it's either you're kind of overweight because you don't have time to plan meals or eat meals that are great for you, or you're super skinny because you love cocaine. So, those are the two types of chefs I know. That, or you're a poor chef and you just eat at the restaurant all the time. Because it's cheaper than buying food.
Or
I used to eat a giant burrito every day at work because it was you got a free meal or you got a cheap meal, and the burrito was like the most bang for your buck. But eating a giant burrito every day is not the healthiest food.
Nope.
Never trust a skinny chef. Yeah, that's true. I have a cheat code, hyperactive metabolism. That's a way to do it. That's a way to do it, too. The story of the traveling yoked chef. I have known a lot of really beefy chefs. Like, that's fair. I jest with my cocaine joke, but, like... yeah, I have known a lot of really buff chefs. And there's a lot of stuff in the kitchen that requires muscle. Like, it just does. So, for the most part, these chefs are usually pretty well beefcaked. Especially if there's like a breakfast buffet. Like, you cannot make a good... You probably could. For the most part, though, you can't make a hollandaise sauce without using it. Just a hand whisk.
Yeah.
And that takes 30 minutes. So, like, it's just... Like, there are things that get you real buff real fast.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded of the... I don't know if he's still the head chef at the White House, but definitely for a time he was the very large former military chef.
Who was on the Food Network for a time?
Maybe.
Irwin? Chef?
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
But he was swole.
He was professional bodybuilder swole.
Yeah. And was like the chef at the White House.
There's also there's a lot of different kinds of chefs. Like if you're a sushi chef, you're probably not, one, eating at the restaurant, and two, stuffing your face with tater tots every day.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of generalizations going on. Is what we're talking about.
There are, yeah.
I also knew a lot of chefs, like personal chefs, that did either just catering for a company that I worked for, or were friends of the owners, and that's all they did was just like healthy eating, and so they would like go to people's houses and help them cook and learn how to cook. So like there's a lot of different kinds of chefs. But if you work at a chef in like a pub, probably chunky. At least I was.
Here's your free lot of beer for today.
Yeah, that's actually another bad thing about that. Yeah, if you work for like a brewery or a pub, they're just like everybody gets a free beer at the end of the night. It's like, oh, I think I'm about done with this. I think this is good. I think we got some cool stuff here. I feel like I want to put like a backpack, like a big old bedroll on here.
Not 100% sure what to do for a cleric of order.
I'll put like a spanner on here because it's
I know they should be kind of fastidiously dressed. That's about all I can figure out right now.
To be fair, you would probably need either years of study or lots of money for someone to use regeneration on you. Oh wait, what am I using? Hot take about wheelchairs in D&D: 1, regeneration; 2, why not flying broom item? Bypass stairs altogether. I mean, yeah, why not flying wheelchair, right? Like, I think a big part of that, I think it's the same thing of like anybody with an eye patch, in D&D. It's like either A, healing magic doesn't actually heal you, and that's what regeneration is for, or B, regeneration is expensive, or magic isn't like highly viable, because like at the same time, like curses are pointless if any priest can just cast remove curse, right? So you have to kind of make those decisions in your world,
or some form of restoration spell.
Yeah. Didn't so I'm not quite caught up on Critical Role, but so Corvus, this is maybe a little bit of spoilers,
Oops.
Don't they? I'm gonna try not to give away any details, but if you're worried about it, you can chime out for 30 seconds. But Corvus, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they have to travel specifically to somebody to get a high level kind of spell of that nature?
That I missed last week's, but that is, from what I understand, correct. Yes,
Okay.
they have to.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of, once again, like, the player characters should be one of the most powerful wizards around, or like magic users. So like, just because you have access to regeneration doesn't mean everybody does, because otherwise, like, there would not be diseases. Period. Because remove disease is a thing. You know, a cleric could feed an entire village. Like, why doesn't everybody just eat good berries? So like, there's a lot of that. Like, you kind of hand wavy stuff you have to do. So I think a character having those kind of impediments, curses, or just kind of drawbacks are good for character design. And then depending on the level of magic in your world, things are repairable, and that's fine. I think that's great.
I'm not doing this in the game that we're currently playing, but in one of my longer running worlds, as the DM, I made a rule for myself that no NPC in the starting town would ever be above level 5.
Interesting.
And in the largest towns, no NPC would ever be above level 7. And like the strongest official that they could ever run into would be level 10,
Sure.
and that would not be until like late game. So I very much tried to set up the world so that my players would very quickly be the strongest, basically, so that they would have to build their own resources. But that was for kind of a lower fantasy world, where they were going to be the highest fantasy elements.
An order cleric needs a good judge's gavel, is what was said there.
Yeah.
And Ambrosia, you're a warforged fighter who looks and serves as an Iron Maiden. For clothing style, let's say they're from the desert sands. Serves as the Iron Maiden. That's terrifying.
Jared, I did post 2 order clerics.
Okay.
These
I
are
like the
great.
sheriff's badge shield.
Yeah. That
With
one's from Cautious.
With the wanted poster taped to it. That's very
Flying
funny.
brooms are cheaper than the homebrew wheelchair D&D was promoting. Just as a basket on a broom and fly. It's terrifying. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's okay. It's like another hot take on the same aspect of like, we've cured polio, but it still exists. So like, I don't know. Magic is not always accessible to everybody, and doesn't work for everybody. So yeah.
Yeah. What does restoration do for genetic diseases?
That's true. That's an interesting one.
Also, quick thing: can a flying broom actually hover, or do you have to be staying constantly in motion?
Well, that's true.
Because there are rules: if you cannot hover, you fall at the end of your movement turn.
I think that's really actually a pretty cool idea too. Of just like, if your character, especially like the artificer with a wheelchair, battle wheelchair, progressing to eventually having like a flying hovering machine. That's a cool story arc. I like that. Or like eventually going to like Iron Man armor or something to that effect. I like it. I like that as a character leveling scheme, or like a power?
Gear progression.
Yeah, gear progression. There we go. Character progression. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize that was like a rule until I was watching a video about some subclasses that get flying speeds. And they're like clarified, yeah, if it doesn't say you can hover, it means you have to like land at each turn.
Yeah, I was reading that too. It's basically saying like you have to land. There was something weird about it. Like hovering is if you don't use movement on your turn.
Yes.
So when you're flying, you either have to you have to use a movement speed or move action on your turn while flying, and that can be hover. But if you don't have a hover ability, you have to basically make a check or do physical movement, which could provoke attacks of opportunity. So
Yeah.
Which system are you guys talking about?
that's Pathfinder 2, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I don't remember seeing any of those rules for 5e.
Yeah, so they're kind of, I won't say they're new rules, but I guess when they made certain subclasses, they clarified the rules on flying. Because, like, the Stormkeeper and, like, certain other subclasses get, like, a fly speed.
Alright, I'm done.
And if it doesn't say you can hover with it, means you have to land or suffer from fall damage.
You could just move in a 4-inch circle and keep flying in the same place. Doesn't need to move far. Except, because mechanics and not real life, moving in a 4-inch circle is not moving at least 5 feet, and therefore breaks the rules, because mechanics have to exist.
Yeah, and regardless, 16. That's going to use your move action, so you want to use your move action to fly in a 4-inch circle.
Essentially, that's what hovering is.
Fundamentally different than hovering.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're basically treading air if you're moving 4 inches back and forth. No. Cobbly Rock Golem. That sounds like a pain in the ass to draw. Gnome. With 3 arms, 1 crooked eye, a big underbite, and wears tattered straw hat, along with their trusty rusty great hammer that they drag around with them. Oh boy.
The only thing that's coming to mind is like a Zorn gnome hybrid.
Yeah.
I love Zorn.
I can do this.
You got this.
Just do loops so you don't do opportunity attacks. See, now Bionic, I would allow this. This is what I'm talking about. So this is a great. What you're talking about is great DM arguments. It's like, okay, so I'm going to do loops. And so normally if you want to try to move through spaces without someone provoking attacks of opportunity, you do an acrobatics check, right? But since you're flying, I would say, cool, roll me a flight check. If you roll above a 15, then, they don't get to attack you and you can stay in that same spot. But you're still using your movement, right? That's a hover check. That is. So like I really think a lot of people that struggle with like, well, you can't do this by the rules. It's like, you can. Like, it's just the rules are set as the like simplest way possible to describe what's happening. And I think that kind of stuff is great. It's just like, this is how I'm going to do it. You flavored a hover check, and I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Yep.
That is why I think it's important for a DM to try really hard not to say no.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of...
Sell it to me.
Yep. I'm a big fan of not saying no, but just like, yeah, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
I'll definitely say, I think my favorite thing that I really like about 2nd edition Pathfinder, and kind of hope that when he steals it, is like the step action and like tumble through actions.
Yeah.
Wait, those exist?
They will.
Not in 5th
Not
edition.
in 5e.
Oh, you're 1E. You're talking about D&D 1.
Yeah, in D&D 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because step is like, I really like step action because it's like I make a 5-foot step, whatever it is, a square step away, but not like you're technically not like leaving combat, but you're putting a bit of distance between you and the person you're fighting or creature.
That is one big thing when I introduce people to like Pathfinder or D&D. That's one of the big things that always brings it back to Pathfinder is in D&D. They're like I'm just going to step away. It's like, they attack you. And it's like, what? And it's like, in 5e, you can freely move around the character. You cannot leave the space. In Pathfinder, you're allowed to move one square in any direction without doing that, but you can't walk through threatened spaces. So like it's D&D is a lot simpler and more forgiving, but Pathfinder is much more fine-tunable, I think. So
yeah. I love Pathfinder just because
the 5-foot step is from 2E.
Scratches a strategy. Pathfinder scratches scratches an itch for me for tactics that I don't get with 5e.
Yeah, and I think Bionic is saying 5-foot step is from 2nd edition D&D, which like I mean it worked in 3.5 as well. Like 4th edition had its own stuff figured out. 5th edition really just said fuck it with movement.
So didn't in the past you couldn't move and attack and then move again?
Yeah, so that was 5th edition's addition to that. In previous editions, movement was an action. It didn't matter if you moved your full movement or not. It was an action, and that was it. And there were other things like spring attack or flyby that allowed you to move, attack, and then move as a full round. But aside from that, yeah, it was basically once you've used your movement action, that was it. And that's how it is in Pathfinder and Pathfinder 2nd edition, I believe, as well.
Yes.
But I hate it. I think the amount of time you can move in a turn should really let you do it. Especially 2nd edition, I'm less worried about it because there are not permanent auto attacks of opportunity.
Yeah,
so it's like
I agree. Also, I think that their action economy kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
With the 3 actions.
I very much like the 3 actions.
So I think it works. Also, in terms of the 5-foot step thing, 5th edition kind of has that. It's just it's class
Disengage.
gated. Yeah, it's disengage.
Right. Yeah.
So only certain classes get it, which Pathfinder 2nd edition did with attacks of opportunity, right? So it's a basically same solution but on a different skill.
Yep.
They tackled the issue very differently.
Yeah.
I remember getting a second attack only every other round. Oof.
There are still a lot of things that I think 5e does better. Generally, I am enjoying 2nd edition Pathfinder more, personally.
And I know I see a lot of people like, I don't want to say accusing, but speculating that the next version of D&D is going to be similar to Pathfinder 2nd edition. It's like, it could be, but I don't know if they would.
Yeah,
I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're gonna do.
Like, I do like the 3 actions. Like, I very much like how combat rolls in Pathfinder. But granted, say I've not had a lot of combat in 5th edition.
Really?
Yeah, I never got to play a lot of 5th edition, at least in terms of combat.
I'm going to say 3 times we played 5e together, your character willfully stood outside of combat.
There was no combat.
Maybe not.
I only played once with you.
What was the... Maybe it was Jonas. Jonas was the one that was playing the weird swashbuckling... Satyr, yeah. What did you play in that campaign with us?
No, I was going to.
Okay.
Yeah, he bowed out in the last minute.
Yeah, issues.
And then in the
Ashvawn
campaign,
that was first edition Pathfinder though.
It was a puzzle room.
Yep.
You got a puzzle.
The invisible force walls that.
Yep.
Dashed us around.
You guys circumvented the spiders and Minotaur clashed into invisible walls.
I Yeah, I was listening to that episode, and boy, I wanted you guys to interact with the Minotaur statue so much.
Right. Nah.
The Minotaur was actually a red herring. Because the idea was that someone would think, like, oh, I'm going to attack it, and then that would make enough noise that the spiders would attack everybody. But, they did good. My puzzle was foiled.
That was the only session I played, because I was going to play another session, but, like, finish out that floor. But scheduling things happened with another player, and so and after that, no one, I don't think we ever played again.
Yeah, everyone kind of scattered to the wind, so blue team exploded.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It happens.
It happens.
I was struggling with Foundry at the time because I didn't have my character sheet in Foundry, and
you know, I don't like 5e's character sheets in Foundry. I always use D&D Beyond, but with the Pathfinder module, it's so nice.
Is it really that much better?
Yeah, it's way better.
That seems wild to me.
Part of it is, well, it's built by different people. Like, so that's one thing.
The second edition Pathfinder one though, like it seems to me like it should still be unfinished because it's relatively new. Maybe it's not that new.
Now, yeah, it's actually like 2 or 3 years old because they've been running it since the pre-release stuff. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I think at the end of 2018 maybe is when they started putting out stuff for second edition.
I
could be wrong. Either late 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, time is a weird soup.
Yep.
I lose track of it very easily.
How very fond of you.
Hey, I mean, like, there's a reason I draw mostly satyrs. I basically am a weird fey creature. Dying from being trapped in the mortal realm for too long.
At least in the desert.
Okay. I think I'm making this guy a little too much the thing and not enough gnome. He's very beefy.
He's the beefiest of gnomes.
Yeah. What was the other part of this prompt? I don't remember.
Oh god. It was a lot.
It was a lot, yeah.
Wasn't there an eye patch?
Did he have an eye patch?
I remember a hammer.
We'll give him an eye patch.
If
I mean,
yours,
he's a tiny gnome rock golem.
Yep. So, hey, think of it as a elemental base auto gnome.
Yep. So I'm gonna go with this, and then I'm gonna give him like crystalline hair. I think that's cool. Yeah. Is your ringtone Roadhog squeal from Overwatch? It's actually Bastion's. Bastion's squeal from Overwatch. I love Bastion. He's one of my favorites.
That's the one that just turns into a turret mount.
He is. He's a robot that turns into a turret. Which, yeah, I don't know. That's my jam. When we used to play Halo and Halo 2 back in the day, I was the dedicated gunner on the Warthog.
You do seem to enjoy playing very defensive characters.
Oh yeah, no, I love it.
Which is cool because that's not a. I enjoy that way playing D&D with you because that's not a style that I see get played a lot.
Like, I am totally happy. Just, I don't know. I've never been super high on the, like, wanting to be the highest DPS character. I just don't care.
Yeah.
But like being really tough or being able to help the team is something that like I really enjoy. I like pedantically making people You're welcome. There's like so many times in League of Legends when it's just like, yep, I saved the party and nobody noticed. Fuck you all. What was the other one?
But you're welcome.
Yeah. A good healer in like World of Warcraft or or Final Fantasy, like you don't notice. People only notice the bad healers. Side note, since D&D is only getting popular in recent years, most people haven't ever had an edition change. That's true. Yeah, I think I remember, and D&D is not, how do I say this? 3.5 was very popular. Very popular. It wasn't mainstream because that's not how it worked. I mean, there was a D&D movie, right? There was a cartoon show. So like it has been popular in the past. Very popular in the past. But it like now, because of the way everyone can come together and play, more people see it as a playable thing and not just as media. So
yeah. also because there is less. A lot of the people who are now of an age to play D&D are less worried about satanic panic.
That's true, yeah. I had to hide it a little bit for a few years when I was playing it from my Catholic families. But no, so the shift to 3.5, from 3.5 to 4 was rough. It was rough. Like, it was...
I could only imagine how hard
Yeah, it was such a huge shift in the game, and like people were pissed. People were pissed off about it, partially because they changed the art style, and it did look like World of Warcraft. And it's like, why did you do this? This is hot garbage. Please stop ruining my shit. But they also fundamentally started adding new things, like more. 4th edition got a lot more people into miniature design. Like there were more companies, because before that it was just pewter, right? Like. Second and third edition were just pewter figures. That was it. That's all that existed. And so, yeah, it's just all. There's so many different things that kind of came together to let D&D be as popular as it is now. But yeah, the shift from 3 to 3.5 was weird because they're like, we don't want to change the game. I'm not going to do an ear here, but we need to fix some stuff, right? Like we're not switching editions. We're changing some rule sets because 3.0 is just too much crap. So 3.5 was a soft shift, and then 4th edition was such a hard swing, and it really broke people. And then going into 5th edition, when 5th edition started coming out, a lot of people didn't care. They were just like, whoop-de-fucking-do, 4th edition was hot garbage. What are you going to do with 5th edition? And then they changed so much that a lot of people pushed back against it. But, and like, yeah. So there's a whole lot of drama that always goes on with that stuff, regardless. And yeah, so I think D&D 1 will be okay. I think it's going to be fine, because really what they're doing is they're transitioning to a new media for play. And I think that's going to be totally fine. And I hope they do it well. So best of luck.
Yeah. Same. The only legitimate critique I've seen so far has been somebody saying like they're calling what they're doing a playtest, but it's not really a playtest, and that's somewhat problematic.
They're releasing things too slowly. They should have really come up with a whole system for people to playtest before they jumped on the bandwagon for that. Because really what they're doing is they're just like trickle releasing content. It's like, don't just... Please set the game up so we can try it.
Well, I think they released the classes, or releasing the classes for playtest this week.
Yeah, it actually just came out. Brian just sent me a link to it.
Yeah.
I played 1st and 2nd edition. Nice. I think the first edition I played was Advanced D&D. That was fun. So I still don't actually know if AD&D was 2nd edition or fully released 1st edition. I should check that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah. Could you please draw a Grung Ranger Druid? I will add that to the list, Jelly. If that's all right.
Love
The
a grum.
only
Love a frog boy and girl. A non-binary pal.
I draw
The
frog
only-
people the same. I'm non-discriminate. Go ahead, Corvus. Sorry, keep
Yeah,
interrupting.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to figure out how to word it at the moment.
Non-binary frogs. That's all I'm saying.
I would argue all frogs are possibly non-binary.
That's what I'm saying.
Uh,
That's what I'm saying.
the first books I ever toyed with and tried to make a character with for not fifth edition, but D&D was 4th edition. Because
So
my
sorry.
friend owned like 20 of the books that he got dirt cheap from half-price books. And so none of us knew how to make a character, so we were just kind of fumbling in the dark. And I just remember they were a monk gith. So
Interesting
alien
choice.
people.
Interesting choice.
Because at the time, I think the thing that was interesting to me was like they had like different, like very much like you said, video game-esque style stuff. So it's like you had arcane casters, you had arcane strikers,
Yep.
and I don't know, that was kind of interesting.
Divine and nature and shit. Was it light? Maybe it was just divine.
There was divine, there's primal,
Primal. That was the other one.
and then like psionic. Monk was a psionic class at the time, sort of.
I like that. I think that in terms of normal air quotes classes being psionic, I feel like he kind of fits within that pretty well.
Because it was very much
Mouse guard.
the way they described it was like a psionic at the time was kind of like generating energy from both your body and mind, and that kind of fit the key for key.
Yeah.
Negan, I hope you're being safe. The hurricane is scary.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough time. I woke up this morning and I'm like, yay, rain! And I was like, oh no, that's bad. That's bad. Because it hasn't rained here in months. So I hope everyone is being safe. We're thinking about you.
It's actually affected the weather for me, and I don't even live on the coast. It's like, because of the hurricane was sending lots of cold air, we've had a really sharp cold front move in.
Yeah, it's chilly.
South.
It's chilly up here today. I know. If I remember correctly, it went Chainmail, Red Box, Advanced D&D, Basic, then Advanced Revise. The last three were kind of 2.0, but I could be misremembering. That sounds right. Friend lost his home and his job.
I forgot about Basic.
Yuck.
I never played it, but I've heard of it.
I have not heard of it.
Oh, that might be Little White Books.
Yeah, I mean I think it's fine. I don't know. Nostalgia is a horrible thing, but also great.
I mean, it's not nostalgia for me. I just remember someone saying that they had the Little White Books of OD&D.
No, I just mean to what my intent is that new stuff is okay. This is the theme for the day. The theme for today is new stuff is okay. I've only drawn 2 characters so far, and we have 40 more to go. So I need to pick up the pace.
Get your shit together, Rook.
What's that?
To get your shit together.
Get my shit together.
I mean, I'm also moving very slow.
Respectfully.
I'm always moving very slow because I insist on painting a whole fucking color picture.
I really need to start pushing my dark values. I really need to start letting a solid black color be part of my picture. Maybe I'll start that right now. This little rock gnome turned into Marv from Sin City.
familiar with that.
Don't worry about it then.
And the only Marv I know is from Home Alone.
That was my thought too. Marv.
You guys have never seen Elijah Wood get his arms eaten off by wolves?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, well, you're missing out.
But now I feel like I'm really missing out on
Yeah, don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Go read the comic book, and then you can at least turn the page when you get uncomfortable.
I seen Elijah Wood get devoured by a swarm of insects in the last Witch Hunter movie.
Oh, weird. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, wasn't spoilers, sorry.
Oh, we're gonna get my hammer. So I don't remember anything else. My first time playing D&D, I strangled 4 bandits and took 4 weapons from all my enemies. I hope that was okay. That sounds traumatic. Now, what happened the first time I played D&D? Oh, my character got murdered by the DM. Oh well. It was a good experience.
Stupid spam callers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've got that's
The
one.
same number called twice on the home phone, so
I've gotten about 4 of them today.
sucks.
The last one was at least a little bit legitimate
Oh, okay.
because I signed up for something and he called and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going to use your product because it was awful." And he's like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, sorry about that."
It's all good.
Can I send you an email so you can tell me about it? I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine. Just I'm not going to use it."
Yeah, I don't know if it's everywhere, like nationwide, but at least here, like, our phone now says, hey, this is probably a spam call,
Yeah.
so if you just want to ignore it, you can ignore it. Like, thank God.
Essentially, I haven't lived in Idaho in, 10 years, 5 years, something like that. And so if I ever get a phone call from Idaho, it's like, yeah, that's not. Everybody I know in Idaho, I have their number. This is a lie. You,
It's
sir,
actually got-
are a lie.
Really weird because they started using, like, local looking numbers.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like my phone number
And it's like,
originated in
oh.
Idaho, and so it seems like someone would be calling me from the next town over, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. It's like, nope, I don't live there anymore. You guys fucked up. Your research is wrong.
Ain't it cute? But it's wrong.
All right, I'm gonna stop there. I think I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna do a little bit extra shading.
They do
On
look
the
pretty
neck.
awesome. A literal rock gnome.
I did make a rock gnome. I'm gonna give him a little bit more shirt coloring here.
Which are basically just Warcraft gnomes.
One second. It or not, I might have just yelled that into the internet. Sorry.
Didn't hear a thing.
Okay, good. All right, we're gonna go with that. Turn that off. Get my dice. So the way I'm doing this now is I'm rolling 2d20, and if I go above 35, I'm gonna start over. So the top 5 ones have a much higher chance of being rolled. Well, it doubled the chance. 19. Claudio Horatio Barfdolf III.
I enjoyed that name.
A reborn skeleton eloquence bard? Okay. Okay, who's cursed to speak in iambic pentameter for the rest of his days. He's holding his own head while delivering it. Got it. So we got a William Shakespeare. Got a Hamlet bard. Undead Hamlet bard. All right.
I do love the Eloquence Bard.
Did my music stop? What happened here? When did that happen? I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Love the chess piece on the Dragonborn. Yeah, that's pretty good. I have a
Thanks.
Kenku's. I have a Kenku.
Don't know where it
Centaur
came from.
More. Nice.
It just happened.
It just happened. My phone number was owned by a guy who owes 30 plus people money and owes child support, and I get these calls all the time. That's no good.
Oh,
I had a guy call me at like 3 in the morning once, and he was like, "Listen here, you little fucker, if you don't stop calling my wife." And I was like, "What?" And he just started like chewing I hung up on him. I'm like, "Not dealing with that." And he called me back, and he started chewing my ass again. I'm like, "Man, it's 3 a.m. Like, you called me. What the hell?" And he's like, "Is this your number?" I'm like, "That's my number. Do you have the right area code?" And then he hung up. It was like, piece of shit.
oh my god, that's so terrible.
It's just like, it's horrible drama that I just do not want to deal with. It's like, man, I'm sorry your life sucks. Don't call me at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
whoops.
sadly a telemarketer at one point from college,
Yeah.
asking for donations.
Oh, I have yelled, I am so sorry, to anybody that works at the University of Idaho and was told to call me for...
I was being paid, so I wasn't
Yep.
too heartbroken, but I had to call someone. Turns out I called this woman's husband. Turned out she had passed away like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And no one has like,
Updated it?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, I'm from the University of Idaho Booster Club. Would you like to donate any money? It's like, would you guys like to forgive my student loans? Because I don't have any money. You get all of my money. I said that to somebody once, and they were just like, and I was like, yeah, I have nothing. I have nothing to give you. And they're like, I'll update our charts. I'm like, thank you. So hopefully I got removed from that list, but it's like,
Yeah.
as long as I'm paying for student loans, I cannot give you any money. You've already taken everything I own. Like,
What's kind of funny for me is I've like donated to my college, but I didn't realize that what I did actually counted as donations.
oh,
What was it supposed to be?
So I gave money to a museum that my university was putting together,
Okay.
and apparently that just counted as me like donating to like school. I thought I was just
Interesting.
donating to the guy who's doing the program. So they had me down for like $75, and it's like, if you like donate just like $25 more, you could get a brick. It's like, I do want a brick.
I want my name put on this thing that could be horribly like destroyed later in life.
Exactly.
Is that what I need to do
Right.
for the Patreon? I just need to start putting people's names on bricks?
Chucking them into the Puget Sound.
Yep.
That is the body of water that's next to Seattle, correct?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Does anyone use Hero Forge? I don't. I've been given a lot of Hero Forge stuff for commissions, which is nice. I like that. I like knowing where people's heads are at. My own first character myself. That's good. Currently working on a Lokatha Warlock. Those are fun too. Alas, poor York. You know about lycanthropes? Oh, do we know about lycanthropes here? Yes, we do. I have done,
We
I
have
think,
opinions
3
on
videos
lycanthropes
now.
here.
We've done the shifter video and the lycanthrope video and then the cursed video, cursed item video. So all of which, and Dragonborn. The Dragonborn video is technically a lycanthrope video. So yeah, go check those out. Go watch those videos, people.
They're good.
Then
Brooke
come
makes
back
some
and-
good points.
And listen to Rook and Bry hash it out
Yeah.
every time.
It's not a curse. Then it's not a curse. Like, You can't say it's a curse if you don't want it to be a curse. It's not. If it's a curse that you like, it's a blessing. Like, that's just how it works. By definition.
Why you like the idea of forcefully and violently changing shape once a month for 3 days and slaughtering thousands of people, potentially. You know, that's between you and your god, but generally speaking, it's a curse.
I'm totally fine with, like druids willfully do that, right? Like, they willfully change shape. Like, so they're not cursed, right? That's the difference. So
yeah, but that, like, their abilities specifically state that it makes them immune to the polymorph thing, which,
right,
like, a wear thing is a polymorph spell. It's a polymorph-based curse, right?
Yeah, and I think that's another fun way to look at it. It's like polymorphing into something that's really dumb is, you know, legitimate. Yeah. This is not what shirts look like. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I need pictures of Shakespearean tunics.
On it.
No, yeah, I really like lycanthropy as a thing for players. And it's just a matter of whether or not you want to be in control of it or not. And I think that's fine. It's fine both ways. If you do want it to be more of a boon, that's totally legit. Just own it, you know? Own the boon. Yeah. I was close.
Yeah. These are...
I just didn't go down far enough.
Here's also another one.
Yeah.
Just a really high-waisted belt. That's what I'm missing. That's a good one, too. I like that.
Yeah, it's like... I'm just gonna quickly go to my Pinterest.
My Pinterest of fanciful dress attire.
Yes, for a character. A tragedy bard.
I thought you said a trashy bard for a second.
I mean, he could be trashy and tragic.
Prepare my boxed wine.
Oh god. My frosé.
Yeah.
I have a bit more standards than that.
I love that boxed wine is like the go-to is trashy, but everybody has it. It makes the best cooking wine. It's so good. Just it's like the beer that everybody shits on and then buys anyways.
Blue Ribbon, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Paps.
Yep, Paps.
Yeah.
You can't beat like $1.50.
Yeah.
Beer.
Drink responsibly, people. Know your beer pong limits. Your goo video inspired me to play my plasmoid. Nice. I like that one.
We do love a plasmoid.
Did you watch the old one or did you watch the new one? Because I made 2 goo videos now and I like them both. Is I'm imagining a witch? It's been kicked out of the coven because people like her curses too much. Sticking out like a sore thumb in some random temple trying to become a cleric. That would be really funny. I'd like that a lot. Playing Glenda, the good witch of the west. I curse you with comfortable shoes. Thank you.
I think.
How's this for a curse? Your favorite pair of sneakers are now look like 6-inch Armani pumps.
I curse you with gold that you have to carry around with you. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you couldn't sell it and it was always on you, that's a Midas touch curse.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I got cursed with like $5 million in $5 bills, that's fine.
No.
I do not give a shit. It's like, what are you going to do? You can't carry it all. It's like, I guess I'm just going to carry what I can and leave the rest here. Or I guess I'll start spending it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was a throwaway joke. Don't lead into it too hard. I was trying to think of something good that sounds bad, but probably isn't.
I just
Could
always
never go
like
on a boat again.
to use like the Wishmaster movies for like granting wishes stuff. If like they're dealing with like specifically like a djinn or genie.
I wish I had $1 million gold. Cool, it's in your stomach now and you'll die from it. It's like, well, cool.
Yep.
That's not how anybody would interpret that, but I guess I'm not a lawyer, so fuck me, right? All right.
Yes, that is the point. You made a wish, so fuck you.
You're a greedy prick. There's like a little entry in the lore for the little ride that they did for Marids, and it's like this dwarf wishes that he would be world famous and he'll live forever and all this other stuff. And the Marid just turns him into a fish. He flops on the ground and dies. But he's like, someone added, he did technically got his wish because everyone knows his story now. So he has lived on throughout history. I was like, oh.
Funny.
That's a real asshole
Oh yeah.
move. Somebody give me a color for this Dragonborn.
Blue. You got a blue thing. Let's go maroon or red. Take it back. I want pink. There we go. I like that one. I'm planning on playing a haunted doll themed D&D one-shot sometime in October. I'm playing a needle-felted teddy bear with barbarian rage similar to Lycanthrope. I'm hyped. Nice.
Is this spry?
Pumpkin Pie, go check out the Papa video. It's really good. Is a barbarian pixie weird? No, we've had those. I've had those in my games. A barbixie. I could see purple. Purple would work too. Yeah, I think red or purple is the way to go.
I have the hardest time finding the correct saturation or shade of purple.
I do like, at least in, not 5th edition, but like in D&D in the past when they've had like purple dragons, they're just super ancient black dragons whose scales just start beginning to fade to purple.
Oh, that's fun. I like that. Poppets are cool. Yeah, I really like poppets. It was your poppet video that inspired it. Nice.
The fetchlings are pretty cool too.
You say that, but
I eventually can just store stuff in my shadows and craft things out of them.
how can we make edgelords cool again? What are you saying? Edgelords are always cool.
Hey, I would argue Somar is not an edgelord.
He's just a dark, broody cowboy, right?
No, he doesn't use a gun.
I think I'm confusing two of your characters.
Yeah.
I think when you set the you had music that you're like, this is for my character. I was thinking it was for Somar.
Oh no. That was very much for Incha.
Yeah, that's what threw me through a loop. So I was like, oh really? I would have taken that for Captain Edgelord, but
Yeah.
I mean, Ensha is edgelord.
Yeah. I just didn't intentionally plan on that, but it kind of just happened. So it's like, oh well.
It's an easy thing to happen when you have a tragic backstory.
Yep. Yeah, Somers is a swashbuckler.
I guess I always see swashbucklers as cowboys.
They're the cowboys of the sea.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I normally see them as like pirates, but I'm not particularly a fan of that aesthetic. I'm more of like a Three Musketeer.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what, you're thinking colonial America? That's not much better.
No. I mean, in terms of fashion, he is definitely not any of those. He's wearing bug armor, essentially.
I always think of bug armor as kind of edgy.
I mean,
My plate armor is made of scorpions.
yeah, exactly. Like, Caduceus has the weird beetle armor, but really he's just got a beetle shoulder pad covered in fungus. And so it's like, you know, those are two different things. Those are two very different things.
and has like spider silk shirts.
Yeah.
Swashbucklers of the military cowboys of the sea.
I really want to give him big poofy pants, but I'm out of room.
Cowboys aren't really cowboys, though, either. They're reskinned samurai.
Yep.
So,
At least movie cowboys are.
Cowboys in Cowboy Land, like real life time, weren't cowboys. They were just farmhands. So, and the traditional like white and black hat cowboy did not exist.
Yeah.
It just did not exist outside of spaghetti westerns. So, I think if you really want to see some good cowboy action, you should watch like Little House on the Prairie. That's how you get your good cowboy.
The most realistic cowboy.
What was it, like the Three Stand to
Probably-
Yuma? I like that movie. What was it?
I've not seen it.
I haven't either.
I think it's Christian Bale again.
I think you're right.
But that was, I liked that one because, like, even though it still had like the tropey cowboys, the main character was someone that survived the Civil War and just kind of got reconscripted to do these things. And so it's like, that feels a little more traditional. Like, he was just a farmer that then had to escort this guy to Yuma. It's still like hyper fantastical, but yeah.
Yeah. Or Dances with Wolves.
We're not going to talk about Dances with Wolves.
Is that kind of along the same lines, though?
That
Like,
movie makes
real-
no sense at all. So I don't know. I have not seen it in a long time.
It is a guy too injured to work in the military, conscripted to go and do something else.
Gotcha.
Basically settle the West, keep an eye on the natives.
Who barred him trumpet toot? I have a lot of farming family, and they'd be cowboys. Those guys are just farmhands on cattle farms. Yeah, exactly. A lot of my same thing. Like I grew up around a lot of cattle farmers, and they all dress up like cowboys and love their cowboy boots. And then when it gets cold, they just put on their they wear their cowboy stuff out and about town, and then when they come home, they put on like their Columbia jackets and their rubber boots and go feed the cows.
They go to the bars as cowboys.
They go to the bars as cowboys. Yeah, it's very much a status thing.
But going to your thing about samurai and cowboys being the same, like the really famous Western movie is basically the 47 Ronin
Yes.
remake.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
It's just they've even said like, yeah, this is literally just a Americanized version of this movie.
I think like even not the Book of Boba Fett. That was good though. I liked it. I wish there was more of other stuff. Dang it. The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is very much a space western. Like, it just is.
Yeah.
It's a western.
Yeah.
Which I really love. But it's
Yeah.
based around all those old like samurai tropes. Like they're so ingrained. And I love it.
I love space westerns. I do not like normal westerns. Like Trigun, easily in my top 10 favorite anime of all time.
You should really watch is it called The Seventh Samurai? You might like that.
Seven Samurai or
So it might be Samurai 7. It's basically the Seventh Samurai story, but told with anime robots. It's pretty great.
Cool. I might like it.
Yeah,
I
Firefly.
generally steer clear of robot anime.
So good.
see always
Cowboy Bebop, I love.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is great. You should check out what the hell was it called? There's another one with grapple ships that I always forget the name of. That Firefly stole stole scenes from, like 1-to-1. It was great.
Wow.
What the hell was it called? Shoot.
I have to see it now because I loved Firefly too.
Firefly has a diverse cast with likable, strong women in it. True. Very true. Oh man, that's gonna bother me now.
I love Summer Glau so much.
God, what the hell was her name? It was on Adult Swim. Imagine a GIF as a bard. Yeah, that'd be good. I don't know if Kevin the Necromancer stole this guy's name from one of the Starfinder books or not, but he's got a GIF in his campaign named Starpoon Theather. No, like that seems like a hippo pirate name. He's a bard.
okay. I had to make sure because I'm so stupid. GIF and GIF.
GIF is hippo. Gith is mind flayer fodder. It's the only way I can remember the GIF. It's like, what are they
Alien
again?
elves.
They're alien elves, yeah. Not astral elves.
No noses.
Alien elves from a different
Yep.
universe.
That have no noses.
Have no noses. You don't need no nose in space.
And have a alliance with red dragons.
Sure. Outlaw Star. There we go. Outlaw Star.
Oh,
is
yeah.
great. Yeah.
I like some of the Gundam stuff.
Yeah, I could never get into actually watching Gundam.
There's just a lot.
There's a lot of it, and a lot of it's like political intrigue, and I'm like, I just want to see robots fight.
Yeah, that's actually. I finally found the one that had that, and I think it's like. I don't remember, but it's like there was straight up just a fighting tournament with all the different Gundams.
Yeah, because a lot of Gundam is very much like it's political because, the big Gundam is essentially nuclear weapons, right? It's just like no one can beat this one Gundam. How do we deal with this? They would play a tuba. I can see that with a tuba. Swashbucklers are military cowboys, pirates. Modern cowboys are corruptions of Texas Rangers, who are just deranged paramilitary escorts and mercenaries. Yeah, I can believe that. That plasmoid is a monk. It's good. I cannot hear the difference between GIF and GIF. I said those backwards. Yeah. Over the audio feed. GIF. GIF. You're welcome. It's the GIF.
We're talking about the GIF. Are we talking about the GIF Yankee or the GIF Sarai?
Yep. Yes. Don't care. Do not care. All right, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to switch to the next one here. Let's get... I think that's a pretty good skeletal bard.
Yep. I'm almost done. Just got to finish my highlight layer.
Oh, I remember. This guy was supposed to have a straw hat. That's what it was. But I gave him spiky hair. Oh, well.
We're sorry.
Yep, we're sorry. All right, let's roll some dice. You guys should watch Appleseed. Now, Appleseed's like Cops, right? It's about a couple of ex-military working for a SWAT team in an attempt to occupy a city. It's like Samurai Cowboy Bebop series. I've heard a lot of things about it, but I just never actually have watched it. 17.
Isn't the manga for Appleseed like seriously pornographic in some?
Probably.
Some issues.
Half-red dragon, ribbon, eel, draconic sorcerer. I'm going to read that one more time. Half-red dragon, ribbon eel, draconic sorcerer, who can eject flames out of both noses. So a red dragon eel?
Ribbon eel. Ribbon
yeah, I'm going to have to look that up.
Or are they meaning river eel?
Dang you, Hurricane.
No, I think they probably meant ribbon eel.
Okay.
Because they are pretty fucking cool looking.
They do have they do have little nose fliffs.
Yes.
If he holds a weapon, he can turn his arm into it. Interesting. Appleseed did have really cool robot designs, like their little weird bunny robots. I never ever watched it, but when I worked at Hollywood Video back in the day, they have like a copy of it, and I just remember seeing it all the time. I was like, that looks so cool. And then I never actually picked it up.
See,
same guy that goes on the shelf. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I remember one called like Witchblade.
Witchblade? Yep, Witchblade was super pornographic. Yep. How long has this red dragon skull been here? Can we move that? I don't think the person who drew it is still here. It looks really cool.
Wow. It is very cool.
I'm gonna turn it off. Just to clean up the space.
Okay. I think I'm done. Wait, no.
Did I say what this? There was sorcerer. Okay, there we go. What? Let me draw. Be cool. There we go.
Come on, Aggie. Just be cool.
Be cool.
Be cool, Scooby-Doo.
There is nothing cool about Scooby-Doo.
Sacrilege. I actually was not a fan of Scooby-Doo back in the day. There was a kid that I used to babysit, and that was the only thing he would watch was Scooby-Doo.
Oh, you would hate me.
So his mom would bring over, like, she's like, here's 15 VHS Scooby-Doo videos. Good luck. And I was like, all right, great.
Oof. I did not mind Scooby-Doo. But I stand by my statement. Scooby was not designed to be cool. He was designed to be relatable. In a lot of ways, I think Scooby was kind of supposed to be the audience surrogate.
Possibly.
I think it's not a perfect fit, but yeah. Anyway,
I think the only reason it's so ingrained in my head is like I grew up when Cartoon Network actually started, and so they only showed their old Hanna-Barbarian cartoons for the longest time. That's because they didn't have any new content
Right.
until like the late 90s, early 2000s. So it's like nothing but Looney Tunes and like.
I remember when I was really little, I grew up watching like the old Flintstone stuff and Rocky and Bullwinkle, and I was like, I went over to my friend's house and I was like, man, I didn't realize that the Flintstones were color. Like, I just thought they were all black and white. And my dad's like, oh no, our TV was just broken. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, that it wasn't a black and white TV originally, but by the time you were born, it was. And I was like, okay. So
That's funny.
Yep. So I thought I grew up watching really old TV. It's like, no, we just didn't have cable and our TV was shitty.
Yeah, it was a lot of like, because that was basically how, and by like the 2000s they created Boomerang.
Yeah.
Which is what they moved all their old stuff to.
Was it supposed to be a dragonborn or just a weird dragon eel?
Well,
This is a
it's not like
sorcerer.
they did say like a half dragon eel thingy.
Right, but they didn't give me another half. So it's like half dragon, half eel? And a
Yeah.
sorcerer? I'm gonna make it like a... Oh, yeah, I'll just make it a person. It's fine. It's gonna be very hard to understand how it's a sorcerer if it doesn't have a popped collar.
Ruth.
The hurricane is not being nice. Yeah, I hope everybody's staying safe. Like a worm? Yeah, kind of. You have worms and wyverns, drakes.
Drakes. Or worse, nightmare. Frost drakes.
Man!
Come on, guys. It wasn't that bad.
I had fun, okay?
Sure, I almost killed everybody multiple times, but y'all survived.
You didn't get to use any of my
Mostly.
cool powers.
I mean, you saved me in burning.
Yeah, but I had to cop out and use lay on hands. I wanted to shoot fire. I brought a character with a fire sword to a Drake fight, and I didn't get to use it. It made me very sad.
You had a sword?
One of my champion spells was like solar sword or flames. Yeah. So the champion, which is a paladin in Pathfinder 2e, basically gets lay on hands and one spell. And so the spell I chose was like, I don't know if it was like something wrath, solar wrath. Long story short, I can shoot a beam, like a fire beam laser out of my sword, or use lay on hands. I can't do both. So I used lay on hands to save everybody, which I think was the right call. It just made me sad because I really wanted to shoot that Drake with fire. I saw him, I'm like, this is going to be easy, and then I was like, oh, I'm dead.
Let's go fight some river drakes next.
Just make the whole campaign fighting dragons for no reason.
Yep. Similar to like a gunsmith.
That sounds like not a lot of fun to me. I think I'd rather have you guys tackle a swarm of stampeding hippocampus.
We are very different people, Druid.
I do love the fact that the city has hippocampus.
Lindworm.
Yeah, I think you're the only person I've told that to so far. So
sorry.
it's okay. It's not
Spoilers.
exactly spoilers. Like everybody knows it's on the river, right? The city is on the river. So Rook, there is a stat block for hippocampus for
Mhm.
actual water horses, in second edition Pathfinder, and so I've got water taxis.
Nice.
You guys haven't been down to the river yet, but the hippocampus and the gillmen are kind of a big part of the economy.
I have a mountain goat centaur. Cool. Anything can be a half dragon. If a donkey can woo a dragon, why not an eel? That's fair.
I still like. I realize everybody likes the nymphomaniac dragons and elves, but I don't understand why things that live that long would be that sexually active.
Have you watched the newest, the newest Rick and Morty yet?
I don't watch Rick and Morty.
What does he say? I get it, Beth. When you live as long, the longer you live in a world where everything happens eventually. So it's like one day, if you're an elf, you're gonna fuck everything. It'll eventually happen.
Fine.
Maybe it's
But
only when they're young.
Yeah, but how young is young if you live forever? Like, give him another 3 or 4 millennium, he'll grow out of it.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm ready for my next prompt.
Before it.
Am I still rolling 2d20s?
Yeah, and I'll just work it out.
As Legolas's dad said, "What's 100 years in the eye of an elf?"
Right.
Yeah. 16.
A Kenku who is raised by geese. Their name is Goose. They cannot read. I don't know why that was on there, but it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to represent that visually, so.
Just a really dumb goose Kenku. I guess not being able to read doesn't make you dumb. You just don't know how to do it. But so that's a judgment on my part that I should not have alluded to. But visually, like, I don't know if this guy can read. That's where I'm going. Like,
Your ribbon eel is half dragon is a little bit derpy.
he is a little derpy.
Eels are kind of derpy though.
Yeah, the like.
Yeah.
Look at that eel picture and tell me it's not
No,
derpy.
totally.
Like,
Yeah. 100% agree.
Oh jeez. Yeah, I've never thought eels being particularly like cool looking. I mean, the moray eel's kind of cool, but I've always just like pictured eels being kind of derpy looking.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. There's a couple here.
their
I mean,
genetic evolutionary trait was, what if mostly mouth and bite everything? Like, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So
Yeah.
it seems to be working for them.
Yeah.
I don't think they could go much more than that.
When they needed a little bit more, they said, "What if second mouth inside of mouth?"
Yep. Let's try more biting. That seems to work.
I would argue they're still better than like lampreys though.
What's the
Yes.
It's a win-win. The eel gets a nice home, and the fish has an eel in its butt.
I don't remember.
It's from
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
It's from the Z Frank. True facts about eels, I think. Maybe it was sea cucumbers. It might have been a sea cucumber, not a fish. The eel. Or maybe it's a fish, not an eel at all. Either way.
Yeah. See, Corvus, I was gonna share a picture of a wolf eel just to be like, see, not all of them are derps, but no,
Yeah,
they're pretty fucking derpy. Their skulls are very cool.
Wolf eels are like, what if bigger head?
Yeah.
Like, still bitey.
Yeah. Sorry to judge all eels. Granted, eels aren't particularly common in our waters.
Is it bad if I ask for a different prompt?
Which one did you get?
I got the Kenku raised by geese.
I guess so.
It's a fun prompt, but that seems more like a writing prompt to me than a drawing prompt.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Give me another one.
Okay. Sorry,
I'll put it back on the
requested
list.
that.
I mean, yeah, you didn't get a class. You didn't get a class, so it's just a Kenku.
Yeah.
Sea cucumber and a fish. Okay. A fish gets
15.
a Goliath druid that has a bugbear companion. Okay, that's also breaking the rules. How about a Goliath druid that is a bugbear? Or wearing a bugbear? Goliath rugby.
Goliath druid with rugby on his shoulders. Got it.
It's technically two characters, but whatever. I can attempt the Goose Kenku. This Luxodon isn't working for me. That's okay. Yeah, you can do that if you want. I don't think it has to be a goose either. It's just a Kenku raised by geese.
Yeah.
Which...
It's just an ill-tempered Kenku.
Yeah.
Highly territorial.
It can't speak. It just honks. That's...
And hisses.
And hisses, yeah.
And punches.
I do not like the cobra chickens.
I was at a wedding this weekend, and some of the people I was talking to were just like, "Have you played this Goose game?" I'm like, "Yeah, Goose game's good." And I just like, that came out years ago, didn't it? Like, how old is that game now? I was trying to think about it. People are still discovering it. People are still discovering the fear of geese.
The Untitled Goose Game?
Yeah, the Untitled Goose Game. That's right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, were you back in Idaho, or are things just slowly now getting to Idaho?
No, I was in Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Pretty close.
Oh. It's the only thing I know of Washington. Walla Walla. Not really true, but...
Wallowa Lake. I'm pretty sure that's in Washington somewhere. Wallowa, Washington.
And then there's like a weird island outside of Seattle that had a creepy doctor that starved all her patients.
What?
Yeah.
Dr. Linda Hazard was her name. And she had a alternative medicine in
She called herself an osteopathic massage therapist. Had a fake medical degree, and believed in extreme
fasting.
Deprivation for health. Also ran a huge scam where she killed multiple people and stole their fortunes.
Neat.
Yep.
So let's not talk about the shitty people. But, you know, that's something that bothers me about like crime dramas, is that it just like glorifies the people who are just shitty human beings. Let's change their names. Like, if you want to do a crime drama, change the villain's name.
Oh, it wasn't really a crime drama. It was like straight up a documentary.
Same thing. Yep. Call her douchebag, make bad doctor. And that's what you should call the whole thing.
her name Ari was kind of
Yeah.
a big lead-on. Like, her name is Hazard.
Don't cook food in medicine. Oh my gosh. Starvation clinic. I know that. Okay. It's like
But, like,
NyQuil
the
and
locals
chicken
call
training
it
in January.
starvation's
But only
hot.
made you notice last week. Yeah, I mean, I think that is kind of the weird thing about like the trending that happened with the Tide Pods thing. It's like I hope people aren't that hard up for death. I think what happens is someone does something really stupid and then somebody else does something really stupid to also bandwagon it. And then really what you're doing is a whole bunch of people doing the same dumb thing to try to prove that people are doing it. I hope nobody was actually cooking chicken with medicine. Like, if anybody did that legitimately, not for the likes, I fear for them. Please don't do that. Please don't do it for the likes either. Like, just stop it. But
It don't do to sleepy chicken.
yeah. You want to dye your chicken blue? Just use food coloring. That's what it's for. It will work way better. And not kill you, I hope.
Oh, Lala, that was the place in Washington.
Starvation clinic? Okay.
Yeah. I was mainly just trying to, like, rehashing it just to remember the place, and I couldn't remember, so I had to Google it. Sorry.
Can't I draw? Yeah.
I think I'm going to stop there with whatever it is I'm drawing here. I'd say this one got away from me, but like I did exactly what I meant to. It's just, I just don't know what it is. Oops.
I'm getting Tiberius vibes from the horns.
I'm sorry, that's your only frame of reference for pointy horns.
It's not, it's just Dragonborn with those type of horns, just like, huh, Tiberius.
Sorry, you feel like you need an apology. God damn it. Alright. I'm rolling the dice. Diet Steve, welcome. 20. A crazy goblin mercenary. Alright. I can do gobos.
Crazy gobos. Getting hyped up on their shrooms.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a war hammer thing. There's a group of goblins called night goblins. And they have a unit called night goblin berserkers that drink a weird potion made of shrooms and alcohol and just swing massive wrecking balls into armies.
Is anybody gonna jump on the D&D 1 playtest? I think they did just release more characters this morning. Or more classes.
I think it sounds kind of fun, but I've already got my hands full with learning second edition Pathfinder, so I'm gonna skip it. For the time being, at least.
Nothing like a good old coffee goblin to get the day started. Holy matrimony! Matrimony! God, I can't talk today.
But they've only put out the origins just yet. They haven't put out the classes.
Oh, let me check this link I got. I got sent a link. Let me look. Ah.
Hello, everyone. We have.
Nope. They just released a new overview for the expert classes on YouTube.
So probably next week or something is when they'll put up the...
Yeah, I'm not sure. The video's out, so you can go look at that if you want. But...
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Hey.
I was confused because I looked at Twitch and then I remembered Wednesdays is YouTube.
It's funny. Someone on Twitch yesterday was like, I was waiting in the YouTube stream. I was like, sorry. Twitch is apparently just imploding, so that's fun. We'll see what happens.
They still have time to pull back and reverse their dumb decisions.
Well, I mean, I don't think they can, is the problem.
As far as the gambling thing goes, I think that their decisions they've made are probably smart, and don't really affect any of the people that I watch on Twitch. So
Yeah. From what I'm looking at, a lot of their decisions, one, are financially based. So, like, they're decisions that they had to. I'd say it's greed, but it's also, like, kind of... Twitch has been a little flush with cash for a while. And now they're like, oh, we can't just willy-nilly spend money like mad people. But two, I think a lot of their decisions are affecting smaller chunks of the Twitch population than people will give credit for. So we'll see. But they're definitely having some issues. Twitch is not in a happy place right now.
I'd be a lot more, I guess, like, accepting of the quote-unquote greedy part of things if they were more transparent.
Yep, I agree.
yeah, but like I hear the same complaint about YouTube constantly, and YouTube hasn't actually died. So I don't think that Twitch is actually going to die unless everybody freaks out too hard and just abandons ship.
I don't think YouTube. I think YouTube's a fine place.
Abandon ship.
Yeah.
In short, I don't think Twitch has actually hit the iceberg. Everybody.
Oh
thinks
no,
they
no,
have.
that's what I'm saying. Like they're absolutely gonna be fine. They just have to deal with some shit. Fix your shit, Twitch.
I feel like most of the drama I've seen has really just been about the gambling streams where
See,
everybody's the community is basically eating itself.
yeah, I mean that's the problem. Like the gambling stuff that they're dealing with, I think is a lot more public outcry than actual issue.
Yeah.
And really, I think Twitch needs to address it, and the way they've addressed it is just kind of like, okay, yeah, we'll do what you guys are telling us to do because that doesn't really do anything. And it's like, the what? We acknowledge that you have these complaints and we'll address them in the way you want because nothing will change. So, yeah, YouTube is shooting itself in the foot too, but Google's there to prop it up. YouTube is doing some weird stuff too, but I think the biggest problem is that both of these companies are based around essentially community created content, right? So there's just so many content creators that everyone wants their voice heard, and that's impossible. And instead of being openly vocal about the things they can do, they choose to just not say anything, and that just leads to more drama. Like, I think that's the big thing. Is like, there's really not that many issues going on, but because they don't talk about it, it just leads to speculation and anger, and just, yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer, but I'm sure they will be fine.
It's also pretty typical internet garbage.
Yeah. I got the notification at the start of the stream just as I was waking out the door and run some errands. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. Nope, we're just drawing stuff. Drawing stuff. We have still 32 more suggestions, so I'll probably be here for a while today. It also causes more issues. Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. Like, them not addressing things in a way that is conducive does not help. It usually exacerbates the issue. So, but like, I think Hank Green talked about kind of where YouTube's headed pretty well yesterday or the day before. And he was basically saying that, like, even though YouTube is essentially trying to be TikTok, right? And he even said that at the YouTube convention they referred to shorts as TikToks. The YouTube shorts is not going to be the same because of how they are portrayed. Twitch does not give you an option to select what you watch. It is just a steady flow. So with Twitch, you choose to continue watching, whereas with YouTube, even with shorts, you can still find something on a feed and decide to watch it. So YouTube will always have a little bit of a different metric for that. And that's something that I think that Twitch has been missing for a long time, is like, Twitch doesn't allow you to choose content. Twitch allows you to choose a creator to watch, because they don't, they just don't have a good filtering system, which is where Google's analytics and Google's algorithm is really the thing that's driving YouTube right now. So
yeah,
it's different. It's definitely different. A video game developer had to almost go to court over someone falsely flagging YouTube content. Yeah, and that's a problem. That is an algorithmic problem that YouTube does need to fix. And once again, they could be very open about that. They could be like, hey guys, so we just noticed that this is happening. We're going to try to fix it. They're not. They're not, and that's the problem. And I think that's the other thing that I've noticed is, like, a video game company is taking YouTube to court because of this. It's like, perfect. Like, that's what needs to happen. That will then show YouTube that there is an issue. Let's address the issue, see how it happens. And, like, lawsuits can be good.
Yes.
And really, like, all these big creators that have their videos marked and stuff, they should be filing lawsuits either to YouTube to go after the people that flag them incorrectly, and usually what happens is, because YouTube technically didn't do anything wrong, their system was abused, right? So all of the monetary replacement should be done by the people who falsely flagged the videos. But because of the way YouTube is set up, YouTube can't just give out that information to, like, even if it's Markiplier's like, who did this? Here's the guy's name, go sue him. You have to sue YouTube first for that information and then countersuit to them. And that's not bad. YouTube's not butthurt about that. That's the proper way to do that in the legal channels. It takes longer and it sucks, but that's the way to do it. So
yeah. It's also difficult for people to do because it costs a lot.
Not just it was Bungie. It was Bungie. Yeah. And so that's why Bungie's able to do that, though, and that was the proper way to do it. I doubt at the end of the day Bungie's probably not mad at YouTube for it. I mean, they're mad that it happened, right? It's like, hey, YouTube, you need to address this issue and fix it. But like, the lawsuit isn't like, I'm going to stick to YouTube. It's like, oh, here we go. Start the lawsuit process. So they have lawyers. They'll all be fine.
They got the money.
Yeah, they'll get their money back. Also, they make exploiting their system easy. That's a difficult thing, but I can't argue with that. Like, there's definitely they definitely need to revamp it, right? Like, it needs to change. Something needs to change.
Yeah, I don't like. Part of it is that they also, like, their system is easy to use, and part of that ease of use is what makes it easy to be exploited, right? You can't really have one without the other, so they can make things much harder for people to publish, or they can continue to make it really easy for people to publish on their platform, and try to fix the algorithm, but we're never going to be able to get it perfectly both ways.
Yeah, and that was the big problem with bots on Twitch, right? Like,
yes,
it's so easy to just I say easy. I probably couldn't do it, but it's it's possible to just create bots to create accounts to cause bot trauma on Twitch, and Twitch needs to figure that out. Like that's a vulnerability that they should not have to deal with. But part of that could be that that would restrict a lot of people from creating multiple Twitch accounts, and maybe that would be better in the long run. It's just there's a lot of accountability, and part of that is because it's community-based content. Like, do you make newer people suffer? Which this is a big thing. When I started YouTube, like, essentially, if your videos functioned, you could monetize it. That was it. But when I started getting into it, that's when they did the, like, we need to make it so you have to have 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers before we monetize it, because there were so many people that were just basically creating accounts, throwing shit at the wall, that it just it breaks the internet. So yeah, I mean, it's not a simple solution at all. A music YouTuber I know had someone steal their content and copyright claim the original post. It's a lot of mayhem, and YouTube's not talking doesn't help. Yeah. But once again, like that is something that they should be able to fix. YouTube has millions and millions of people to deal with, and so it's unfortunate that it's such a big company, but at the same time, oof, what to do, right? I don't need to defend them. Fuck them. Fix your shit, YouTube. Like, but at the same time, like you can't tear down all of what YouTube has done for creators like myself, because there are shitty people that are doing it. YouTube definitely has a responsibility to fix those things, but on the whole, I still think YouTube is a great place. Twitch, on the other hand,
Hot garbage?
No,
It could
it's
be
not.
better.
Twitch is I think getting big enough now, which sounds really weird, that it's starting to have those same growing pains. Because there are, like, especially with the gambling things in particular, lots of money flowing into and around it, and it's just like, shit, we have to actually start paying attention to this now and be careful about it. But I also think there's a lot of just people drama on Twitch, because it is such a, like, I don't know. Twitch is very much feels more about, the activity of hanging out with people than content. Yeah, like even though we're doing this right now on live on YouTube, as it is, you guys are here to hang out with me and see art happen and draw with me. That looks awesome, by the way, Druid.
Thanks.
But
Falling back on a more painterly style.
I had my hand covering it the whole time, and I just stopped for a second to move my hand. But at the end of the day, like, my video content is static and there, and, like, if someone is offended by it, I can apologize to them, but, like, it's not a living thing, right? Whereas Twitch kind of fosters people yelling at each other. So there's a little bit of extra weird drama with live streaming.
I think one huge distinction between YouTube and Twitch is the problem most people have with YouTube is the automated systems and the algorithms.
Yeah. And Bionic, you're right. Yeah. If sorry, Bernie, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but on the other hand, Twitch is all handled by people, and so you get much more inconsistent rulings.
Yeah, that is. So Bionic says, if you wanted to, you could copyright my stuff, and it'd be harder for me to claim it. That's true. It would be hard because I'm small, right? Like, that's YouTube's big complaint, is like small creators don't have enough say. There's a shit ton of us. Like, there's a lot of. It's hard. It's really hard, and I get that, but it is. It's bad. Like, that's not an excuse. Twitch is the Wild West, and it is. Like, Twitch is basically YouTube 10 years ago right now. Which is why people are still just, like, listening to whatever fucking music they want. They might get claimed, and if they do, fuck it, right? It's different than getting, a video with 1 million views on it copyright claimed all of a sudden. Like, that versus one live stream is totally different. It's a totally different thing. So Twitch is also barely touches any of the terms of service stuff, especially on bigger creators. Yeah, Twitch really doesn't enforce their rules, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get slammed on it soon, because they're getting too big. They're getting too big to just hand wave things away, and I think that's going to lead to a lot more automation. Like, it's going to lead to a lot more like enforcing terms of service on everybody, and it's gonna not be fun. But it needs to happen because that's the way people want it, right? Everyone wants it to be fair.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I think Twitch is fine. I'll keep using Twitch. I don't have a problem with it yet, but they're going to be going through some growing pains here over the next probably year or two.
And like you said, they went through a lot of growth during COVID because so many people were home.
I think, and like my channel did too, right? Like that was good. It was a good boon for everybody in that space. And I think Twitch, because before, like, Twitch was really leaning on like 2 or 3 creators and esports. Like that's how Twitch was really getting a lot of its money from. And now it had such a big boom over the last 3 years that boom is now trailing back, and they're like, wow, what's happening? It's like, people are going back to work. And they just, I don't think they have a plan for that yet. Like, how do we deal with this? It's like, get your shit together. Twitch is going to have to become bigger. Twitch is going to have to become more responsible for their content. I think YouTube just basically moved to the model of TikTok. Which one, I started working with TikTok, and I think a lot of people don't realize that TikTok is more of the Wild West than like anything else. Because so what YouTube did is YouTube signed up for essentially music, the music rights. So they found a way to, if you make a YouTube short and you use someone's music, it automatically splits, which is great. And so like when you're like, because that's kind of how TikTok does it. But the thing is that the music that people use on TikTok is not through the TikTok registration program. Like, they don't care. Everyone just steals everything from everywhere, and it's all bullshit. So it the way it's supposed to work and the way it doesn't work is going to be an issue because people don't quite realize what's happening. So we're going to see how that goes. We're going to see how that goes real fast.
Which they may have borrowed that from Instagram Reels, because Instagram Reels has like a library of music that automatically cuts it up for you.
Right, and so the way YouTube has done it so far is YouTube has an audio library that you can use, which is why like there's 3 or 4 songs in everybody's music video or everybody's videos. Because YouTube has a big library of royalty-free music that all YouTube partners can use for free. And now they're just expanding that to use licensed music by means of having to pay a portion of the cut to it. So I think that's smart. I think that's great. And now it's just a matter of if people are going to understand that that's the case, and not just you can just grab whatever song you want from everywhere and go for it, because those are not going to be the same. So
that could also mean more ads for people as a way to cut the cost of said music. Yeah. Because I've definitely noticed like an uptick on ads.
Correct. Yeah. So YouTube Shorts now are monetizable, and the way they do that is they've now added an advertisement revenue stream into the YouTube Shorts stream. So like every, I think 3 or 4 shorts, it's going to be an ad, and that's how TikTok has been doing it forever too. TikTok just doesn't care, and they don't enforce shit. They do enforce some stuff, but like not copyright claims. So we'll see what happens. I really wanted this goblin to just be like wired, just like I don't sleep. But he looks way too dramatic. He looks like a happy rugby. There we go. Wait, couldn't Elixir use 3 weapons? In 5e, no. in 5e they've made extra limbs like the trunk and like the Venara tail able to hold weapons but not use them actively in combat. I usually hand wave that and allow it just fine. Having one extra attack can be very powerful, but if you are giving up a different trait, I think it's fine. I've never had too many problems with it. It can imbalance a game, but a DM can usually handle it unless they're not ready for it. Go check out my Rookzer0 video. It's great. The big thing is like smaller streamers getting hammered for minor TOS violations, like clothing being too revealing, but you have the entire streams where there are skimpy clothes and Twitch does nothing. Yeah, and that's the whole treat everybody fairly, which they can't do, right? Like I mean, sorry, let me rephrase that. It's because they have that human touch that it's not automated, whereas YouTube is automated. And then it's missing that human touch. And so it really is, Twitch is getting too big to not start doing that stuff. And yeah, them hand waving certain things for certain creators is bullshit. And that's like, it's not fair. It's not fun. Voice Critical has done well talking about it, but Twitch's issue is 1% of categories get 75% of Twitch traffic, and the top 1% gets 90%. So it only takes a couple of people leaving to mess things up. Yeah, and that really is the problem. Like I said, there's a very small portion of people on Twitch that make them all their money, and so it really is. And when they say that they're dropping the like the partnership amount, that really isn't affecting that many people, which sucks because it is affecting some people, which is a bummer. But in their eyes, it's a thing that they can change that's not going to affect the vast majority of users, and that's really their worry. Because like for them, when Ninja moved over, like that was a huge thing. That was their terrifying thing. Like their whole jam is to try to get people to stay on their platform. So if them dropping the rate would do that, they wouldn't do it. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to stay streaming on Twitch.
What's that?
I said, but I didn't want to stay streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
Corvus is secretly ninja confirmed.
Yes, totally.
Corvus is ninja.
It's just, I tried streaming on Twitch a few times, and
it's tough.
Yeah.
Streaming on Twitch is tough. There's a lot of people out there that are great streamers, and Twitch doesn't support them in the way they need it to. This is like the most noodly necked goblin I've ever drawn. We're gonna change this.
I was gonna say I vote for more noodly neck.
Just giraffe goblins.
I was gonna say it's very like a second edition hobgoblin.
Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
What the hell? Why did it cut out that one line?
Are you burning?
Kangaroo raised by geese. Honk! I like it.
Doot.
That's a penguin. What are you getting?
A bird's a bird.
Sid the sloth type neck of a goblin. I just remembered that my plasma is basically a portable refrigerator. If it's cold goo, sure. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's I don't actually know how we got on this topic. Oh, I said Twitch was burning itself to the ground. No, they do. They need to figure their stuff out. But it's hard to do that because it's not like, it's not 20 people. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that Twitch needs to figure out how to deal with. Not a simple solution.
Nope.
But that's why they get paid.
I think a lot of people also forget that Twitch is a company and a business.
Yep.
And their they are trying to turn a profit, which, while they might have a lot of cash, they haven't been profitable, I think, ever.
Always
Yeah, I
on
don't
that
know.
cusp of being profitable and not.
It's really what they've done is they've kicked the partners down to associate levels of money making, which will affect them. But
But it's not even all partners.
yeah, it's a small amount. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What am I missing? How can I make this goblin look more mercenary-ish?
Crazy?
He was supposed to be... He's a crazy mercenary, right? That was the only prompt?
Yep.
So what can I do to make him more noodly?
Elf ears.
He's just wearing elf ears. Oh, God. Oh, you know what? Fuck yeah.
Or you could make him like a German mercenary with the big colorful pants and everything.
I'm going to give him a skull helmet. Big colorful pants? What are you talking about?
You've not seen like German mercenaries? Like from the Renaissance?
No.
Yeah, so they wore outrageously ridiculous clothing because they were paid the most. And so they had like very ugly colors. Like yellows mixed with red and black and
Eye patch.
very garish outfits with their two-handed greatswords.
I have a campaign that passed the Archipelago Desert Island Cold Running. Got its own theme song. That's pretty good. I like having theme songs for my campaigns. It's fun. Eye patch.
Yeah, music isn't important enough for me to put that kind of effort in.
Kevin the Necromancer has blessed our Foundry server with like several gigabytes of music. So
Oh, damn. Cool.
we'll have to play with that.
Yeah. Speaking of our Foundry server, when do you think we'll play the Tower of Ashfont campaign again?
I was thinking about doing it tomorrow, but I haven't talked to anybody about it, and I've just been super busy this week, so soon, I hope. I forgot you were playing in that. No offense.
I mean, I am backup, right?
Yeah.
So if everybody else is gonna fill up spaces, then I won't be there. And if you need somebody to fill in, back up the party, you need a healer, then I'm there.
I want to give this guy little tiny legs.
That's what I was talking about, Rick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know when we're going to get back to the Tower of Ashfont. I want to get back to it, but
Yeah, that's fine. You
I've
got
been
a lot
trying
on your
to set it up for the game with Lars and Kevin, but then Lars did. He's like, I want to do a one shot. We're like, okay, cool. That took 5 weeks, which was like 2.5 months. So I haven't been able to build on it, because I usually do one and then run you guys through it to do like a test run with it. So I'm a little behind. I blame Lars.
Damn you, Lars. No, it's fine. I was just wondering because I remember us talking like 2 or 3 weeks ago about you wanting to get back to that.
I really want to play with more people. Like I want to start again, not so much like start the campaign over, but just like I want to get an actual D&D game going with the Patreon group, because I think that'd be fun. I just need to figure it out. I need to get my shit together.
I mean, biggest conflict to playing D&D is scheduling.
Yeah,
Always.
which is
It's not
why
the players, it's the schedule.
Yeah, and so I think probably I want to try to play a little bit before the end of the year, so I'll probably just set up like Thursday Patreon group, come play, and we'll see where it goes. But I think we are going to have to kind of... The other problem with it is that I've been trying to like continue the storyline with Jonas and Inferno's characters.
Yeah.
And it's just like that kind of... I got a little too campaign heavy instead of keeping it so like loosey goosey that I was trying to intend. So I have to refocus that. And so I think I might start over with a different group, like kind of a different shift of the storyline, instead of continuing on with that one. But I want to finish it too, so there's lots of stuff, lots of options. I like this little goblin mercenary. I am tired. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'm gonna get a refill on my drink. Oh, I still have some drink. It's mainly that Twitch is now 50-50 split and encouraging non-skippable ads with stricter hours. YouTube is like 70-30 favoring streamers with less ads and can be skipped for less required hours. There's very little low-level content for it. Yeah. So zombies and ghouls are in high demand. I'll stop there. I don't want to drag on an unpleasant conversation. Yeah, and Dr. Random, it's fine to talk about that stuff, right? I mean, like, that's part of the... That is essentially the culture and the business model that we're in for this. And I have to think about that stuff. Like, it's one of the reasons I've been... Specifically, the amount of ads that Twitch started blasting my channel with. It's just... It feels better to be on YouTube. But 2 years ago, it felt way better to be on Twitch because YouTube didn't understand what the hell it was doing with its live streams. So
yeah,
they're both different, and I think we'll keep going with whatever works and whatever people enjoy more.
And to be fair, Twitch chat is still vastly superior to
Yep.
YouTube.
Yep, the Twitch chat and the Twitch the tools that are out for it work really well. Whereas YouTube chat is kind of, man. Did you guys know you can throw money at me on YouTube? There's super chat and like the tip jars. Yeah, guess what? YouTube doesn't talk about that shit enough. It's not feasibly functional the way that Twitch is. Twitch is very much trying to get everybody to participate, right, with channel points and other things like that, which I really like. And YouTube just doesn't have that. Currently, YouTube has this. Woo! And this. Those are my options. Those are the two things I can do on YouTube. So yeah, Twitch has a great place to do live streaming. It does. And I really, really feel like it's missing the structure to like have content, which is a bummer because it's just two very, very different things. I like making content, but I like live streaming. So we'll see where it goes. I don't foresee any big changes in the future unless something like implodes. I've been curious about streaming for a while, but realize now probably the worst time to be trying out Twitch for the first time. I think it's fine. Like that's the thing. Like I said, most of these changes are really only affecting super large streamers. I was talking to Lars about this because Lars is a teacher-ish. That's the best way to describe it without saying too much. And he says that most of the kids he talks to all want to be YouTube streamers or Twitch streamers. Like that's the new, football player, TV star thing that kids want to do. And it's just like, that's great. Lots of people, anybody can start streaming. You can start streaming right now if you have a internet connection, right?
Yeah.
But for every Markiplier, there are millions of people that aren't Markiplier, myself included. Yep. So it's tough. It's a tough job and it's a lot of work. And if it's something you want to try, I say try it. And if you enjoy it, keep doing it. That's the fun thing. But don't don't quit your day job because you think you can just pick up streaming. It's not going to support you like that for a while. It just won't. But it's something that can, right? So there's...
Pumpkin Pie, I would still say that Twitch has a leg up on YouTube for discoverability, but I would also say that it's like for both, like just in the internet in general, discoverability is one of the hardest things.
It is. Yep. And yeah, I don't know. I think Twitch is great. If you want to stream and you only want to stream and you don't want to worry about content creation, Twitch is great. Twitch is great. It works. People can do it. You can jump in, you can do stuff, and it's fun. I do it as a hobby, I think. Yeah, Twitch is awesome then. If you just want to have a hobby where you just hang out with people online like this and shoot the shit, Twitch is awesome for that. Yeah. And really, like I've said this in the past, like as much as this is my job, right? My job is not live streaming though. My job is doing commissions because that's how I pay the bills. So YouTube and Twitch are essentially advertisements. You guys are watching a giant advertisement right now for me to draw you pictures. So I've tricked you.
Exposure.
Yep.
Speaking of, Rook's commissions are open.
Commissions are open. I have 2 in the books right now, but I don't believe I will start on them right away. So yeah, I have a few more open slots this week. Well, it's already Wednesday, so I have 1 slot open this week, and possibly a bunch more next week. But yeah. So if you want commissions, let me know. If you want a different artist, we have a bunch of artists in the Discord. Come check out the Discord. And we can find you an artist.
Palace.
Check out Burning Palace. Yeah, that's the other thing that YouTube doesn't have yet. Like, I can't just shout out other YouTubers.
Well, I don't have anything on my YouTube.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Twitch is such a good response for being able to, like, shout people out. Rating people, I think, is really smart. YouTube doesn't have that functionality yet. Twitch is great. Twitch is great for what it does. Like, they have that down pat, and their bureaucracy and fairness levels are kind of shit. YouTube is great for content creation. Like, it's really good. It's a really good way to do that if you want to show off like a video or something. YouTube is the way to do it. And yeah, they're just different things. But I love that look. What, this is an advert? Unsubscribe download. Yeah.
Giant adverts.
I had 2 or 3 people contact me this week about like promoting their stuff on the videos, and I'm just like, I just don't want to do that. Like, I realize that that's how a lot of people are making their money on YouTube, is by doing like Raid Shadow Legends. But I don't want to pollute my videos because they're only like 6 minutes long. Like, if I do a 6-minute video and 30 seconds of that is a commercial, it's like, I don't want that. So I'm struggling with that. But
at least for me as a viewer's perspective, depending on what it's an ad for, it's either something that, hey, I might be interested in, or I'm just able to, block it out at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm a big fan of, like, I love Philip DeFranco, and his ads are always the same because they're added after the fact. And so I've gotten to the point where it's just like left, or right, and it skips the advertisement. Or he'll truncate them so you can see where the ad stops. The Corridor crew will actually put a timer up in the top, so you can just fast forward until the timer's gone, and you're like, all right, back to content. I'm horrible like that, but yeah, that's the thing. So I don't want to make people click.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm not opposed to skipping sponsored content.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't bother me.
8.
I'm not gonna get mad because someone puts get sponsored content.
Like, there was, man, when I started doing YouTube videos, I rolled an 8. I'm gonna do, what is this? Assuming homebrew is free. We'll see. A gift tentacle summoner. What? Bard College of Lore multi-class is a philosopher that pays didgeridoo for the tentacles he summons. Okay, so it's like a gift bard tentacle charmer. I could do that.
My mind immediately went to Bard Warlock with the Fathomless Patron.
Sounds like it. Sorry. So when I started doing YouTube, there is a plethora of YouTube creators out there that are only famous because they sell their YouTube content is how to become a good YouTube content creator, right?
Yeah.
It's just like it's the self-help book scam, but on YouTube. It is. I mean, like that's it. That is a huge
absolutely.
portion of YouTube is just how to be good at YouTube, and a lot of their crap is just it's nothing. It's not it's not helpful. It's not content. It's just a whole bunch of people
work really hard and then be really lucky.
Yeah. And shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, I lost it when I started talking about GIF. The didgeridoo just like blasted the thought out of my head.
Yeah, with those like get good at YouTube videos, it's also amusing to me when it's like they have 1,000 views.
Yeah. Man, I had some stinkers of people like one person I remember following is like, okay, so here's what you do. You make your video, and I'm disclaiming this right now. This is wrong. Don't do this. She was like, make your video, and when you release it, open up 30 tabs in incognito, watch the video all the way through, share it with your own social media, and it was just like, all of the things you are telling people are against terms of service. You are legitimately trying to tell people how to get their YouTube accounts deleted. Like, oh my gosh, it was so frustrating. That's what I was saying with ads. A lot of those things, though, are like, I'm going to tell you how to be good at YouTube, but first, ad. And then they would put, like, ad breaks every 30 seconds because YouTube let you dictate when ads were placed. And it was the scummiest shit, and I hate it. And I'm glad they changed it now. But, bleh. Yeah, if someone has an ad in their stuff, it's fine. I really appreciate Tierzoo. Tierzoo has this way of just like flawlessly shifting into the ad, and it's like, dang it, how did he do this to me?
Yeah. I
like that stuff.
I like Baumgartner Restoration. He usually has a pretty good segue too.
Segues are really, really good. Yeah, D&D stuff is fine. Yeah, and that was the big thing. Like, I haven't found anybody that really just like sparks that like I would love to be a part of your business model. I dealt with I put a couple little things in the live streams for Describe, so we had a thing for them. I think I'm still on their website, but yeah, it was like, yeah, this is a cool product.
About Describe.
Nobody ever once clicked on the link that I put there, and it was just like, if no one is interested in this, I'm just annoying people, so I'm going to stop doing it. So it'll take something pretty snazzy, like maybe if a Humblewood bundle or something wants to do that, I can see backing that up. But support your adventure with cashy bars. Why? Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go first.
I was just making a joke that I was going to email Humblewood now.
I think I heard someone mention like Describe in one of their YouTube channel like videos once, other than you. I can't remember if it was like Runecast or like Mr. Rex.
Both of them also were are on the the promotion team for them. So. But yeah, I stopped promoting it because I didn't feel like I was adding anything to their content or to my viewers. Shadow Legends.
I love how they just essentially have memed themselves. Where it's just like,
basically,
hey, give everyone.
Yeah, they basically did it on purpose too, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean, it's worked for them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I've played it.
Oh, really? I haven't played it.
Yeah. It's actually not bad.
Is it an auto clicker?
No.
It can be.
Or is it like an auto chess game? I realized both of us had auto in the name, but they were very different things.
So you feel like... Go ahead, Rick. I mean, running.
It's a very simple turn-based combat game.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And there is like a saying just to like hit like auto on it, where it would just kind of speed through combat if you wanted to.
All right.
The big draw is that it's gotcha mechanics to get heroes or whatever.
Yeah.
We're talking about Raid Shadow Legends.
G Fuel is the
Not-
bane of
not a
sponsors too.
sponsor.
Not sponsored, no.
I have a video game on YouTube. Go into self-help and how to be a better man. Yeah, he really got bad really fast, and that's how some channels go. Yeah, yeah. I remember I was used to hang out on the what was it? Small Tubers, which is just like it was a Reddit and a Discord group of small YouTubers, and one of the people I talked to all the time had like 1,200 subscribers, and then he posted a video. He mainly did videos about like dumpster diving and thrift storing stuff.
Interesting.
And then he did one video about fidget spinners and shot up to like 10,000 subscribers. And he was like, "That's awesome!" And then he started doing his normal content again, and all of them left. Like he went down to like 3,000 subscribers because they were only interested in the fidget spinners, and it's just like that sucks. And he's like, "I guess I'm a fidget spinner channel now," and I was like, "If that's what you want to do," but he eventually went back to what he was doing, and he's doing. Last time I looked, he was doing pretty good. So you got to look at that kind of stuff. But like that's really what I think. A lot of those channels are just like, do the thing that will get you the most people real fast, and then do that forever. And it's like, oof. No, thank you.
Right?
Like no,
I don't
thank
wanna.
you. Yeah.
Sounds like not fun.
Yeah. I mean, Twitch streamers fall into that too, though. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that get stuck feeling like they have to play a certain game.
Yes, I have definitely seen that.
Yeah. It's like, play what you want to play. And yeah, people will leave, but that's the scary part about, like, if you're not doing it for a hobby, you know, you have to think about that stuff and make decisions.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I've made this very chunky boy.
Yeah, you have. You know, this is your GIF here is very much in the same style as rugby.
I think I'm getting tired, which is like everything goes derpy when I get tired.
I'm wondering how he's related to rugby. Are they friends? Are they enemies? Are they lovers? I don't know.
Rugby's just like stuck in his didgeridoo. Get out of there! Ooh, drawing rugby upside down is hard.
Yeah, like about the game, streaming games. It's like I like streaming Dragon Age and Neo too. I don't care if other people don't like them. I just have a hard time talking to people that are in the stream.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fair too. That's difficult. It's something I had to learn how to do. You guys might not
Like, if
believe
it's
this,
just-
but I'm an introvert.
What?
I hate
Like,
talking
Same.
to people.
Like if there's no one like in the stream like talking with me, it feels incredibly awkward.
Yeah, no, I've done that. I've streamed a few days when just nobody shows up, and it's like, I'm just gonna go do something else today.
I always try to at least jump in if I see those days.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
feel
that
bad.
happens.
It's like, oh,
It's a normal thing, right? Like, there are definitely days when I worked at the restaurant where it's just like, where the fuck is everybody? Like,
Yeah.
Nobody wants food today? What's happening here? Dragon Age Origin or Inquisition?
Inquisition. I can't stream Origins, sadly. If I did, I would.
Blue's over here drawing Plant Chad.
I love the tattoos. They're great.
Plant tattoos are really easy for me.
Looks like we got a clock spider.
Yeah, if people want to start streaming, like, I would suggest... I think the best way to really do it is... the best advice I can give is try to do it at the same time. Doesn't have to be the same day every day, but like try to do it at the same time. And just promote yourself. Like feel free to use the promote yourself tab whenever you stream. Like that's what it's for. It's not going to bring in thousands and thousands of people, but like every little bit helps, right? I like having Ashy Brown here every day. I appreciate you. Same with Corvus. I appreciate you. And Druid. You only
I
need
appreciate the chance to be here.
you only need 2 or 3 people to really be regulars before things start making sense.
Yeah.
I'd be here more often, but work.
Yeah, life is a legitimate reason not to be on a Twitch stream.
Yeah.
That's how we get the rounder fiasco. Because I was trying to watch Jonas stream on at work on my phone, but I kept having to do stuff because I was in the kitchen. So it's like do something, check the phone, do something, check the phone. And I walked up to the stream and Jonas was like, "What should I do with this?" And I was like, "Make it rounder." And then I left. And then I came back 20 minutes later, and Jonas is like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "I don't know. Just fucking make it rounder. I don't remember what we're talking about." It's just chaos, mass chaos.
It was delightful. I was very happy to have caught that live.
I was elbows deep in frickin' COD. So I was like, I can't touch my phone. I'm just like mashing buttons. I'm here all the time too. Well, Bionic, I appreciate you. Are Druid and Corvus even real? The trick is I'm actually a puppet channel, and I just have multiple voices. Jonas is my attempt at a Finnish accent.
Pretty good. Although you can tell your English is a little bit too good. That's the only thing that throws it off.
Ow.
Alright, I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. Everybody hang tight. Don't destroy the stream while I'm gone. I'll be right back.
I promise not to start a riot.
Let's start a riot.
Boot.
I always try to start a riot, it never happens anyway.
Yeah. I think I just picked bad times to stream, like, for you all.
Yeah, probably. It is really weird and hard with the whole international audience thing, right?
Yeah.
So especially once you like become part of a community and then having to try to figure out times for everybody in that community, it's rough.
Because like, when I've streamed in the past, I've generally tried to stream like either like at 5 or 7 my time. And so that's probably like right in the late afternoon for you all, and probably when you're tired and everything.
Yeah. I think you're probably 3 hours ahead of me, I think.
Yeah.
So that is right when I need to like
Have a power nap.
eat lunch, go on a walk, step away from my computer for I mean, hopefully an hour, but it's never that long, right? Was going to put rugby on Plant Chad's shoulders, but this is officially Plant Chad now. By the way,
Yes.
It works too much just because of the like. But I mean, he is T-posing, right?
He's asserting dominance.
Rook is an elaborate
Happy, bruh.
AI.
Say what?
Why does a clock have legs? Your clocks don't. No, they don't. All right.
I mean, my grandfather clock has legs.
Sick. What did I do with my pencil? That's not good.
I think I have an old broken alarm clock that has legs.
Yeah, so every time I've like toyed with the idea of like an artificer, they've always made like their stuff like bugs.
They've always made stuff out of bugs? Is that what you said?
No, so like all their like mechanical things are like bugs.
Oh.
Oh, like designed to be like bugs.
Yeah, like
That's because bugs are
beetles.
great.
Yeah.
Mammalian things are
Complicated.
and usually unnecessary. Bugs are like the streamlined everything. Hence, everything becomes crap.
Yay, crap.
Cause I wanted to like make a spy artificer once, and so all their like little cameras were
Bugs.
just beetles they planted everywhere. Literal bugs.
Hey, that works.
Wasn't there a... There was a... I don't know why. I just thought... Well, it doesn't matter. There was an X-Files episode where bugs were killing people. But I think at the end of the episode, it was all coincidence. And they left it with, like... I think that was the thing. I think Mulder thought there was some greater conspiracy, but Scully was just like, no, these people are just dying. Like, where's the through plot? But the camera kept following like flies. So a fly would just go around and then some guy had a heart attack. And then the fly would go around and it's like, is it the fly or not? And it was...
So kind of subverting the normal thing that happened in the show.
Yeah. It's like, maybe the bugs are doing it, but also they might just be fucking with us. I don't know.
Both are viable.
Yeah. It was a good episode.
If I was an intelligent bug, like, messing with people would totally be a thing I would do. Because I don't know what else I would do.
Yep. Definitely not get a date, because you'll die right after.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depending on which species.
I mean, yeah, the other option between get, date, die is also just like...
Get date. Eat your date.
No, have sex with Leaf. Hopefully, other bug will also have sex with Leaf. Fish have it.
Education.
Fish have it bad, man. Like, fish got the raw end of the deal.
Yep. Just gonna jizz into the water here and
Hope for the best.
Hope that I make babies.
I feel like salmon got it worse out of all the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they gotta swim back home. And
I
they're
wanna
basically
believe.
zombies.
Oh, I guess I'm back, so I don't need this anymore.
From outer space.
I mean, they could be anglerfish.
Oh god.
Yeah, anglerfish got it way worse. That's fair.
Yeah. I just kind of forget about anglerfish. Because I don't want to spend time thinking about creepy deep sea fish.
I mean, if you're female, it's not that raw of a deal. It only sucks if you're a dude.
I mean, maybe it's awesome. You don't know. It's awesome enough that they want to do it. Like, do it genetically. Just like, this is what I want. I want to fuse my face to your butt.
Very clearly some sort of survival strategy. Otherwise, it would not have evolved to work that way.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop. This one got away from me. So whoever suggested this, I'm sorry. But I'm gonna walk away from this.
Personally, I think it's great.
I think it's pretty funny. I don't know what more time will do to it. Like if I just keep adding things, I don't know what it's. No, I don't know. It's done. It's done. We're walking away. More dice. So we're down to 31. So I'm gonna roll I'm going to roll a d12 and a d20. And on the happenstance that I roll a 32, that's going to be 1. Since I can't roll a 1. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, okay. I know what's going on. It's fine.
As long as you do.
25. Human fighter being controlled by animate armor.
Oh, that's close to my suggestion.
Actually, because of this suggestion, I removed your suggestion, Bernie.
Oh.
I think yours was just like, how about a human fighter? And I was like, yeah, all right. And then I saw that, and I think there was one other human fighter that I was like, those are all the same. So, so I condensed them.
Considering how many there are, I think that's the right call.
I totally read this as human fighter controlling animated armor, not being controlled by animated armor. I'm just going to draw a human fighter in sweet armor.
So, Blue Beetle.
The Blue Beetle? Isn't that a car?
Yeah. No. DC's.
Pictures.
I think he may have been... Okay.
Gotta hop off now. Pleasure joining you all again. Have a great stream. Thank you, Pumpkin Pie. We'll check you later.
May have been used to be called the Blue Scarab in the past, but...
It's a DZ character?
Yeah.
He was always the Blue Beetle.
That's what I thought.
I didn't know Booster Gold.
Booster Gold is also cool.
Booster Gold is a meme character.
He became actually a really good character.
Wow, I have no idea what this is. Does he shrink down? Like, is he tiny?
No.
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 He
It's
literally
just,
has... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's just like a mix of super advanced and I think magical armor
Yeah.
that's beetle themed.
Alright. So he's Common Rider.
Depending on the continuity, he's somewhat related to Hawk Girl and Hawk Man, right?
Interesting.
I think maybe the Scarab is.
Well, yeah, the Scarab is. Jaime is not.
Yeah.
And the scarab has its own it's an intelligent piece of gear.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a slightly parasitic, intelligent, alien tech armor suit.
Thing.
Alright.
Yeah. Clamps onto a person's spinal column and then like communicates with them mentally.
So it is Common Rider.
Yeah.
Neat. I'm down for that. I had to look up.
No, go ahead.
I had to look up Black Adam.
Oh. Same.
Jump Rope's dad was like, "What's the deal with Black Adam?" And I was like, "I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea."
I think he's like Egyptian.
Yeah, so I looked it up. If you guys want to hear the backstory,
Yeah, it was anti-Shazam.
he is and he isn't. So Black Adam was the original Shazam. His powers were based off of the Egyptian gods, and he was like the original Shazam was supposed to be he was Shazam for a while, and then some lady convinced an Egyptian god to like seal his powers away from the wizard Shazam, so that he could basically become more powerful. Like, so he stole the power of it for himself, and then eventually the wizard Shazam de-separated him, which killed him, and sealed off those like side powers, and then dubbed it Black Adam because he was originally like something else Adam. That was the guy's name. And so yeah, so he was the original Shazam, and then years later, Billy Baxton, is that right? Reincarnated, is the same guy, reincarnated as Billy Baxton, and he gave him the Shazam powers back, but because those powers had been separated, he still existed as that evil version of himself too. So it is Shazam and is not Shazam, and it's very strange. But he is technically just a corrupted Shazam foil. who's not technically super evil, but also is fallen Shazam. So
Yeah.
Kef
He
Adam,
is-
there we go. Thank you.
He is
ISIS, yeah.
right. His life was pretty horrible, and kind of abused the powers, right?
Yeah. Essentially, what I read, and this could be totally wrong. I think it was just off the wiki page, was that this priestess, I don't know if it was a priestess or a queen, convinced him that the best thing for everybody was for him to take over and become pharaoh, and they were like, no, that's not good. So he was essentially tricked into, he got corrupted. I think that's the easiest way to say it. But also the powers got kind of shifted away from their normal. So, if anyone has any corrections, let me know, because that's my understanding of it right now. And I'm interested. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I can draw some Blue Beetle.
I'm interested in Black Adam. I'm also, and maybe this is just because I don't know enough about the character, I'm also interested in Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage is interesting. Yeah.
See, that's what I was gonna like ask. Is he kind of like a Vandal Savage type of character, where he's
No.
just an immortal caveman?
No, Vandal Savage is, I think, wholly unique in the DC universe.
I think they're maybe kind of a little bit similar in that they're not always villains, but usually are.
Well,
I
so
think-
so Black Adam is technically died. I think the way I'm looking at it more now is this more like Dr. Fate, whereas like the mantle
yeah.
can be passed on for him to live, whereas Vandal Savage is just infinitely alive and he's immortal, can't be killed, and has just been around forever.
'Cause I
for
know-
a Marvel analog, at least for like personality, like villain status, I think a good comparison to Black Adam is Namor,
Yeah, I can see that.
where he's a dick, but what he cares about is his people, and anything that benefits his people is what is going to motivate him.
Very good to me. I remember watching Young Justice, and they had Vandal Savage in it, and apparently Fate, the Mask, is actually his son,
Oh, interesting.
according in that universe. Because the Mask's original name was Marduk?
Marmaduke?
No, not Marmaduke. Marduk, Babylonian god of war and
Gotcha.
other stuff.
Basically, as long as Black Adam doesn't try to go back to human form, he is immortal. But he has the same powers as Shazam, but has a god complex. Okay.
Wouldn't you?
You possessed all the powers of God.
I feel like that was Superman's real superpower at the end of the day. This
Being
is-
god?
His
Well-
perspective on his powers.
yeah, like was perspective and was like humility.
Yeah.
And then that's what led to the Injustice series, was he lost that. Like, I don't want to spoil it because it's so good. Yeah, like basically
Yeah.
Superman just like gives up on his morality. He's like, no, I have to use my powers to correct everything, and then that breaks it. And so I think there's a lot of really good Superman comics out there where he basically is like, yeah, no, I definitely could kill everybody on the planet right now, but I know that's bad.
But I choose not.
I choose not to. It's like, all right, I guess so. Yeah, literally just turns to dust. Yeah, that's what I read as well.
The thing that is kind of hilariously ironic about Superman's morality is like Lex justifies his villainy as being like Superman has too much power, he's going to do this thing.
Yeah. And I
Supes
actually
always stops him.
I always thought that was really stupid. I'm like, why is Lex Luthor like Superman could just kill him, but like that's the point. I think is Lex thinks that it's not fair that Superman has all this power, and Superman realizes that and just like pats him on the head and be like, "It's okay." like I get it. And in All-Star Superman, which is still one of my favorite Superman animated movies, essentially Lex finally conceives of a way to kill Superman and then steals his powers. And as soon as he steals Superman's powers, this is spoilers for the movie, I'm sorry, Lex gets like omnipotence essentially and is just like, oh shit, nothing I've done up to this point has mattered. I am so like he just has this like he has this wave of like, oh my god, Superman could have just dissolved my skeletons at any point. What have I been doing with my life? And it I don't know, I appreciated that. I appreciated that perspective of like of grandeur, I guess. Like, yeah, Superman is OP as balls, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah,
and that
always has been.
That really made me appreciate Superman a little more because when I was younger, and even recently, I never really liked Superman because it's just like Superman just wins. Like Superman is OP, kind of the same way in the Marvel universe. Like the show is really like, how do we get Thor out of the picture? How do we get Superman out of the picture so that the rest of the Justice League can do things? like if the Hulk is around, then the show would be 5 minutes long. Like there's definitely those characters, and I kind of started appreciating that kind of makeup.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a short. I don't know if it was like from a movie or something, but like they had to fight androids of themselves that had all their powers.
Mm-hmm.
And Batman, they had to go to Batman because he's the one who didn't have powers. And he also had a bunch of tech that he prepared if he ever had to fight any of them.
Yep.
Like a kryptonite ray.
Yeah, there's another really good one where somebody steals Batman's contingency plans for all of the Justice League. That one was really good. Superman might be a menace, and we need a contingency. Yeah, exactly. Bro. Okay.
Okay. Saving as Goliath plant Chad.
I remember seeing something where like Batman was going through his, like, very briefly mentioning his contingency for each member of the Justice League, and then he got to Superman, or they asked him, "What about you?" And then he looks at all of them and he's like, "What do you think you guys are?"
Yeah, exactly. The Justice League is like, the anti-Batman contingency plan.
It's like, I'm just a dude.
Freaking Lobo. Lobo is so stupid.
Lobo.
So what is this guy's powers? Well, he killed everybody. He Highlandered everybody of his own race, so now he's just the most powerful. It's like, what? He just rides around on his motorcycle through space. It's like, okay.
There has to be a Highlander comic books.
By the way, Rick, how are you doing, drawing wise? We're approaching
2 o'clock.
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Critical mass.
We could probably call it here. I want to finish up this helmet, and then I'll probably call it a day.
Yeah, I'm about done. Which one was my favorite? Mushy Boy was fine.
Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. We had a fun time talking about Lord of the Rings and some other dumb stuff. Twitch imploding. I really do hope they kind of figure out. I mean, I want them to be more open with their creators. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's not. All of their decisions have not changed my ability to stream in any way, so I can't be too critical of it. As in, like, I can't really complain. Like, nothing has really affected me as much yet. I'm sure if someone started copyright claiming my stuff, I'd be a little more upset about it. But at the same time, we'll see how it goes. There are issues, and it's worth talking about them. But we just have to make sure we're being fair and honest with YouTube as well. It's very easy to get trapped in that let's be mad mentality and not actually have a conversation. It's like, let's have a conversation about it. So don't work yourself up too hard. Try to stay rational about it, and let's see if we can enact some change. That'd be good. I hope everybody's staying safe and in the hurricane areas. I need to check. I haven't seen how that's going. I hope Florida's doing all right. Yeah. Go watch some shows. Go have some fun. Go.
Play some D&D if you can.
Play some D&D if you can, yeah. I'm excited for D&D 1. I want to see what they do. Man, if they bust out a really good tabletop, virtual tabletop, that's going to be great. But I'm happy with Foundry at the moment, so I'm not too worried about it if it's poop. So I will make it work. I will make it work.
You got this.
If anybody does want to start streaming and they have questions, feel free to ask me questions. Join the Discord. Talk to people. There's a lot of great streamers on our Discord. Yeah, that's it. Communities are great. That's what they're here for.
Yeah.
We will keep on keeping on. Try to get some new videos out here soon. And we'll probably be back on Friday for more. Try to finish up some of this list because it's a long list. It's a long list. Other than that, that's all I have. I assume when they said being controlled by the armor, they wanted to see, like, some shenanigans. But I don't know how I would draw that without just making it look like someone's being normal, right?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. That's a difficult one. Cursed armor is fun, though. I like that idea. Okay. And I'm just going to do a quick arm here. I think we're going to call it. There. Ponytail. Always ponytail. There we go.
Either ponytail or big blue hair.
Yep. It wouldn't be a fantasy game if the hair didn't get caught in the armor, so... That's impossible. It's magic. Thanks again, everybody. Stay happy, stay healthy. Keep your dice on the table. We'll catch you on Friday. Go comment something about rugby on your favorite Why You Should Play video. Or the gnome video. Just be like, this isn't my favorite. That's totally fine. Everybody go do that. Everybody go post that on the gnome video. That was the advertisement for the day.
This is not my favorite.
This is not my favorite. I am displeased, but only in jest. All right. Thanks, everybody. Catch you later. Have a good one.
Bye.